All right, good morning, everybody. If you can hear me and if this sounds all right, hit that number 1, please. And if you can hear me and if the mic sounds okay, and the audio, hit that number 1, please. Mark, Hoover, Trucking, Pam, Kyle, Kevin. Please, the next one be James. Oh, darn it. The streak is over. Charles, Nutnob. All right, thank you. All right, very quickly, for those of you that watch in the archive, first off, thank you very much. But just kind of be very transparent and upfront, this is totally viewer supported. So if you want to ensure that you have something to continue to watch, code Clay, all caps. That is case sensitive, so it's got to be all caps, Clay. With any of these prop firms I recommend I Love Take Profit Trader. I think they're the king of the industry, and right now they're running a new sale, 40% off, zero activation fee. So nice deal from Take Profit Trader. And then in these other prop firms, I realize everybody's at different stages of their journey. Some of you are looking to build empires with multiple accounts across multiple prop firms. But moral of the story here, any of these prop firms that are running a promotion, code Clay will give you access to that promotion. So you save yourself some money, you help support the stream, and that is a good win-win for everybody. So for everybody that has used code Clay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You are definitely making a difference. So even if you're just considering it, I thank you for that too. All right. Well, officially, good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, June 11th, 2026, and we were almost not here by the flick of a light. We had some big storms roll through. If you're in the Midwest, stay safe. But the storms where I'm at in Iowa hit about an hour and a half ago, and the lights flickered, and I thought, well, might not be any trading, any live streaming today, but they never went off. Another round is supposed to potentially move through over the course of the stream. So if I do just disappear, odds are it's because the storms knocked out power. But it gives me a good excuse. If one of you really hurt my feelings today, I can just blame it on a storm and a power outage. But we made it, and we are here. Another wild day. Probably not as wild as the past couple of days, but the past couple of days have been so wild that even to me, I would call it today slower compared to the past days, but that's still pretty crazy. And just, well, Clay, yet you're trading NQs. This is from last night. And last night, after hours, chills out quite a bit. Don't get me wrong. There's still very nice movement. But when the kind of prime hours are this crazy, kind of the off hours, they get slower, but because their baseline is so crazy, the get slower is still, I think, pretty quality action. So that is where that is coming from, the NQ and then MNQ. I was very cautious this morning just because, and I think rightfully so. In hindsight, it's easy to say, oh, Clay, I should have, loaded up big right there off the hammer and blah. Yeah, okay, well, cool hindsight analysis, but so very happy to report nothing like yesterday. If you did not watch yesterday's live stream, yesterday was a rough day, but no blown accounts, nothing like that. All horses are safe and accounted for, but but how are all your days going so far? Hey, good morning, Timbo. Sorry if I missed any. Chris, hello, Evil. The Jays, morning, Charles. I blew my test account last night. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's still, when I say the after hours is a little bit slower, it is still, you got to be careful. So it is still very possible to blow a count. So just, there's nothing necessarily holy grailish. I'm just trying to, because I would make the argument right now, if you're trading NQs like during this sort of action, yeah. Yeah, it's wild how the overnight is now similar to some slower. Exactly, Philly. Exactly. Flip day. All right. Evil, Pam. But yeah, how are all your days going so far? Red, green, terrible, fantastic. Blue an account, pass an account. Qualified for a payout. Okay. Is anybody having issues with Tradovate? It's been a while since I put on a trade. So as far as I can tell, there are no issues with Tradovate right now. But it's one of those things where Am I about to put on a trade and then get stuck, or so I'm not quite sure. Rhythmic issue. Okay, yeah, I thought I heard that there was rhythmic issues on Tradovate too. No issue on browser. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, as far as I can tell, nothing, right? I put in an order there and I can cancel it out. Hit daily loss limit on Apex count, being dumb. Ah. Well, Labradabber, in a weird way, that makes me feel good because even traders like you, who I consider a good quality, solid trader, you still have bad days. Still have bad days. Bad day, not necessarily defined as blowing accounts, but just not following your rules. Yes. Okay. So W4, you now need to do what in prop firm lingo is called a flip day. And you do a flip day with a flip trade. A flip trade, all you're going to want to do is like load up one MNQ, one MES, and all you're going to do is click these buttons up here as fast as you can. Buy, sell. You'll make a couple bucks, lose a couple bucks, and there you go. And then you want to click off that account. Now, W4, what I would encourage you to highly consider is doing the racehorse model. Because what Sneaky Suspicion suggests is once you get the racehorse, so you have now taken a horse and you've trained it into a racehorse, aka a pro account. What you may find is as you're trading your pro account, you might get a little nervous. You might get a little scared. Why? Well, okay, I just passed this account. I really don't want to go through the test phase again. And then all of a sudden that creates fear. However, something for you to consider is, well, how would you feel if you already knew you had another account waiting for you just in case you blew up that account? To me, and for many here, that helps alleviate that pressure, alleviate that fear, because not that it's okay to just go out there and act like a degenerate. That's not what I'm saying, but you can keep loose because in the back of your mind, you're going to say, okay, even if I blow up this one, even if this racehorse dies, I have another racehorse waiting in the stable. And the other thing that the racehorse model, especially with Take Prop Trader, is going to help is if that racehorse were to die, Take Profit Trader is going to say, hey, do you want to reset the racehorse? Okay, do you want to reset the pro account? And that temptation can be very real, but the thing is, that's very expensive. How expensive to reset a pro account? You could go and buy 5 or 6 test accounts right now. So, you're and really the third thing you're accomplishing. So you're overcoming potentially trading scared. You're overcoming the temptation to even reset the pro account. And then the third thing is just the proof of concept. I'm not saying this is the case W4, but hey, the market is hard because sometimes bad strategies can go on little hot streaks, and then all of a sudden you can think you know what you're doing. Again, W4, I'm not saying this is the case for you, but just going through and passing another test also offers like a proof of concept. Are we sure that you didn't just get lucky here passing? Maybe you didn't. And if you didn't, because it's a quality strategy, then guess what? You should be able to pass another test account relatively quickly, relatively soon. But I'd rather have you figure out, again, I'm not saying this is the case, but I'd rather have you, or just speaking in general, I'd rather have the person figure out it was luck by blowing a test account as opposed to one of their pro accounts. So, and the other nice thing is that from a number standpoint, so if I remember it, I think you're doing a 50K. So this price has now gone away. You don't have there's no more payments associated with the account that you're going to have passed. And there's also no time period. You don't have to activate it within a certain amount of time. Some prop firms say as soon as you pass, you have to activate this account within a week. Not so with Take Prop Trader. You can just let that account sit there. So you can go out there, no pressure, get another account pass. Who knows? Maybe you want to get another account pass. Maybe you don't want to start trading your pro accounts, your racehorses, until you have maybe 3 accounts waiting for you in the stable. I'm not saying that's the case, but like I said, each one you pass, not only is it giving you more accounts to kind of create the ease of mind, but it's also serving as just proof of concept that you do have a strategy, that you do have this strategy that is replicable. So just keep that in mind. And that is the power of the racehorse model. So might want to consider doing that. You were right. I might have a trade. Kind of bounced right off my yellow line, huh? I don't know if this is me coping But I think I wanted VWAP anyways. That might not be true, though. I might just be telling myself that so I don't go and chase something. How do you decide what trades to put in the archive? I'm not sure what you mean. Earlier, I was filled, but it didn't show up on my screen until 5 seconds later. I'm not sure what you mean. How do you decide what trades to put in the archive? I don't know what you mean by that. I am interested down here. I'm thinking about. Yeah, yep. Around here, like I said, we just call it the racehorse model. Racehorse model, not valid at all prop firms, though. Because some prop firms, like I said, that they continue to charge you for every account you have, even if you're not trading it. Some will require you to activate it within a certain amount of time. All right, maybe this is not going to. All right. Oh, boy. All right, I'm going to try it. I did not wait. But it's just looking pretty nice here. See if we can get some sort of move back up. If this is the case where basically the bottom part of this range, as far as I can tell, fails, then I guess it is what it is. I only went with 2 though because yeah, this was not really the ideal entry, but so I factored that kind of aspect in with lower position size. Oh man, I kind of want to add down here. All right, I added. Come on, VWAP, do your thing. Let's get a bounce here, brother. Come on, bounce. Get above that blue line. Oh, no. Not rejected the blue line. Okay, I took 2 out. Could still be a losing trade. Ooh. Again, still could be a losing trade here. I'm not out of the woods yet. And yeah, I'm not looking to add or anything anymore. If this thing goes down through VWAP, that is where my mental stop is at. So yes, I have a mental stop. It is VWAP. If it breaks through VWAP, I got to get out. All right, out. Doggone it. Well, I'm glad I took out those 2 where I did. Man. Well, it is what it is. I would take that trade again. I mean, I had this support. I had VWAP. I had some hammer candles here, and it just didn't work out. Hey, good morning, rookie. What does this 2 to right of sell market represent? That is my position size. How many? And in futures, I'm trading contracts. So right there, I did have a stop loss. It was a mental stop loss. We've had some instances where people are like, well, where's your stop? Some people think like the only stop loss is like you have to literally put in a hard stop. A hard stop is where you lock it into the system. But a mental is one where you know where you're watching an area and then you got to get out. But you do have to manually press it yourself. So that okay, now we're Now we're approaching these lows right here. So almost like a potential triple bottom here. 1, 2. Is this number 3? Wow, just completely gave back. Well, not white, not quite, but we're getting close. It'd be nice if we could get one of these moves where it moves slightly below it and then comes back up like a fake break of this 650 area. Is there any other history around 650? Oh, actually, yeah, look at that. That's crazy. One little low right there. Huh. Okay, here we go. Again, I'm not going to just buy right there because this is a falling knife right now. Now, if you are buying right there, you are trying to catch a knife, but I would not call that a degenerate attempt because I can see the logic behind why you would try to catch a knife there. Doesn't mean you're not catching a falling knife. You are trying to catch a falling knife, but at least you're doing it with what I would say is some logic. All right, well, it got okay, basically hit off of that low right there. Still didn't even quite hit that, but that's where things get a little difficult. Okay, well, which one do you choose? Do you choose the low of that candle for the bounce? Do you choose the low of this candle for the bounce? Do you kind of split the difference? Do I try a short here? Because under the premise that I think it at least goes down and retests those lows. No. I'd be interested in a short if it comes up around this general area, though. Like that area, I would be interested in for a short. Okay, here we go. Okay. Said I'm waiting for more so confirmation, but right now, wow. And that's the thing is, I mean, that was right now we're at about a 30-point move down below there. So if your size is off, you can't even weather that storm. That was a 40-point move. So even if this does turn out to be a fake breakout, if your size was off, you're cooked. But I'd be like a hobo on a salam. I think you mean salami, maybe? Hey, retired Air Force 82. Good to see you. This is the previous session close down here. That's an area where, for some reason, it seems like the chart or the price cares about that level. Not going to call it a holy grail, but I found some success using, again, the previous session close is the name of that level right there. So maybe that is going to come within striking distance. Okay, I'm going to try a long right here if it wants to come back up. So I'm trying to catch a knife, but want a little bit of confirmation. So that will maybe help me think a salmon. Gotcha. All right, I'm in. All right, come on, hammer. Keep hammering. Come on. Goodness. Wow. All right, out there. Wow, this is just. It's my own fault. I don't know. 4MNQ. As you can. It's hard to weather storms at 4MNQ when it's this volatile. When a storm is like 40 points, that's a tough storm. in normal times, maybe a storm is like 15 points. But now, if I were to go short here, that's the moment it probably will snap back up. Hey, good morning, John. Hey, Bobos. Oh, you dirtbag. See, this is where I don't know. This morning I was super conservative and I got to green. I wasn't a lot green, but I was protecting gains and slowly getting gains by doing 1 MNQ. Now I've gone to 4 here, and surprise, surprise. It's almost like upping position size makes a big difference. Almost like some guy in this live stream has said that about 8 million times. And it's almost like the guy that says this stuff is not doing this stuff, you know? Hey, good morning, Brad. How was your basement with the rain? I don't know. We have not been over their census storms yesterday or last night and this morning. I would assume there's some water in them. I would assume there's some water in the basement, given we don't have gutters yet and final grading is not done. So I'm assuming water, but I don't know. Think I like trading better after 6 p.m. Yeah, in this environment, I wouldn't blame you. Yeah, that's the thing. Look, see? So I was right. It wanted to bounce, but notice I lost money on it. Just because you're right from the broad standpoint doesn't mean. Right, 1 second. Let's see here. 015 660. My account needs one of those codes where they confirm. So my account is, I don't know, making some sort of payment, but they need to confirm that they are me. So, anyways, there we go. I like this short here. And trying to trade the trend. Yeah, we dropped quite a bit. I think this is a dead cat. Let's see if we want to maybe now come down some. Yeah, I had a scalp there. I'm aware, but come on. At least hit that quite modest target. You're going to get that close and not hit it? Dude, what are we doing? Just push down like 3 more points. Thank you. Okay, stop is right there. I'll follow this one down. Come on, just bleed now. Bleed. Or just come up and take me out. Looks like they got logged in. So where would you be looking to buy, question mark, and then where would you put your stop, question mark? To get short up around here or not? So if I were to get short up here, I'd want to put my stop above that high. The problem is that with that is now I'm basically right in front of VWAP. I don't want to put a short-sided stop right in front of VWAP. We'll put it above VWAP. Well, fine. Now I'm in front of the 21 EMA. We'll put it above the 21 EMA. Fine. Well, now my stop is way up there, and it's like a 100-point stop. Hey, aloha. I know, Charles. I know. I've been there too. I've had that feeling also. All right, I'm going to try up here now with VWAP. I'm in. No. Oh, no. What did I do? Am I out? Shoot. I did not want to scalp that one. I did just want to take something out right there. I didn't mean to do... All right, I can try again. Let's just wait for confirmation here. Let's see if it wants to come back down. A rejection off the 21 EMA. Okay, I am short. Come on. Come on. Okay, stop is in green territory. I'm going to try to ride these 4 down if this thing wants to keep bleeding. Come on, bleed. Bleed some more. Move my stop down some more. Come on, keep coming down. All right, out there. So just trying to chip away. Chip away. Bummer. I thought I might have found the sweet spot on that one where it was just going to get the nice fluid move down. But very clearly I was wrong. No, if you're still short and you got your stop up here, that's fine. I can see why you might do that, but just too spicy. It looks like that you might have just been stopped out there, but I truly enjoy it, John. I can still play the momentum and scalp. Yeah, exactly, W4. That is one of the great things that I love about not being in stocks anymore is you don't have to wake up there. You don't have to, not that you have to pay for scanners anymore these days, but don't have to pay for scanners. Even if you don't have to spend any time scanning what stock's moving today. What's this? What's that? Nope. You just know what you're going to trade every day because every day the same thing gives you multiple opportunities. It is fantastic. I will try another short up around here. Good. I would still contest. I'm going with the trend by getting short right now, if anything. I mean, just trying to play the bear flag. Just trying to play the bear flag, folks. That's all. Ball Beast, are you trading NQ on days like today, or did you just mean the NASDAQ? And okay. I'm short. Okay, I'm not short yet. I'm looking to get short, though. It's just so hard because I'd like to get short here at 15 and put my stop up here. But that's literally a 50-point stop. Well, then do 1 MNQ. I know, but I don't want to do 1 MNQ, though. Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, you might want to reconsider and make an exception, Ball Beast, because we are in an exceptional exceptional times right now. Hey, good morning, Cody. Hey, Cheryl. So yeah, you should just try MNQ. I like the word you were about to make up, insectional. Sectional. I don't even know what I was saying. Yeah, what was the context of the comment? I don't even remember. All right, I'm going to try a short here. If it wants to, maybe a fake breakout through these highs, back down through VWAP. Let's see. All right, never mind on that. I'm glad I waited for confirmation. That's that. Yeah, that's wild. That's a nice looking little short setup right there. But bear flags. Who cares about bear flag? Practice? Who needs to practice? Bull flag? You serious, Clark? Bull flag, you serious? Or bear flag, sorry. Small little scalp's not staying for long, yeah. I don't know. I keep it is kind of addicting. Ever since well, no, I mean yeah, I should probably be just scalping, but on days like today when like 100-point like moves are, I don't want to say easy, but like it's well within the realm of reason. All right, we are at the 21 EMA in the 5-minute. Will this produce a rejection? I don't know. Or is this thing just going to slowly go straight back up here now? In this market, you never know. We're also in the middle. The middle of what? What are we in the middle of? The middle of a range. I know we're in the middle of a range, but like what range are we? Are you saying we're in the middle of? Batch. All right, I'm getting rid of these lines. 150 more to go. All right, you got it. You got it. Hey, Bluefish. Well, yeah, also, assuming things go according to plan, I will be streaming from a new location tomorrow back in Michigan. I have a niece who's getting married tomorrow evening. So as soon as the live stream is over, or at least close after the live stream is over, we're making the 8-hour drive back. Yeah, ball beast. Don't be so rigid in your rules, my friend. Go trade MNQ. Go trade MNQ. There's no shame there. There's no shame in wisdom, brother. But yeah, you have a great rest of the week too. Yeah, we got all these storms, so it's going to be a little tricky because if we don't leave like properly, there's a possibility that like we could keep ourselves in like these severe storms the entire route, because the storms are here and they're moving to Davenport, then they're moving to Chicago, and then they're moving like to where we're headed in Grand Rapids area. So like I don't know when we're gonna leave, but I'm trying to do math and time things up. We kind of are trailing behind the storms. But yes, if you are in the Midwest at all, I'm sure you're well aware of all the storms and stuff we got going on right now. All right, here we go. Maybe a short up here. A rejection around these. Okay. If it goes up and hits that pink line, no, go up a little bit more. There you go. Go up some more. I want to see it hit that pink line. The pink line is the 200 period SMA. This right here, the purple line, is the 50. Oh, maybe this is a stupid requirement, but we still are. We're still waiting on hindsight to see if this is a dumb requirement of my part. If this thing just plummets, then it's going to be a dumb requirement for me to want to see the price first hit that. If the price comes up here and explodes up through, then it's going to be a smart requirement, because if I'm getting in right now and explodes it through, well then that'd be a losing trade. Yeah, that's hindsight for you, right? The data set of hindsight, which we don't quite have yet. So I'm going to stick to it. I want to first see the price hit that pink line. Yeah, Nuevo. Yep, very familiar with the town. Well, not very familiar, but I've heard of it. I've heard of it. It's a smaller town, so I can't say like I routinely went there when we lived in the Grand Rapids area, but see, now it's almost come down too much where I don't know if I really like my setup anymore. Passed your first. Good job, Yosef. Congrats. Always a good step in the prop firm journey. Just getting that first pass test under your belt. It can seem impossible, but once you get that first one done, I'm not saying it's therefore now easy from that point forward, but like the prop firm journey is, it kind of moves in chunks. The first chunk is it is impossible to pass a test. And then it's just like, okay, passing a test, no problem, but man, it is impossible to get a payout in these pro accounts. And then pretty much like, okay, I got a payout. And then it becomes, okay, it is impossible to hold on to this pro account for more than a few payouts. And then you kind of just, again, that does not mean anything ever necessarily becomes easy, but it does seem to become easier. We back, yeah, and you're right on the edge of just getting banned. Roland White Studio. No room for cowards here. But I'll give you one last chance, see if you're a coward or not. Clay, if a pro set gets liquidated, is the only way to reset it paying the reset fee? No, yeah. The only way to get it back is to reset. And as we've discussed, don't reset a pro account. That is going to throw your numbers off very much so because of... Kainoa, I'm assuming you did the racehorse model. So hopefully you're not even being tempted. Hopefully you're like, okay, just fire up another racehorse. Yeah, if you are not doing the racehorse model, then you are right, or I don't know if you're right now, but you're potentially going to experience that mental battle of wanting to reset a pro account and severely overpay. I did not do a recap today because there's nothing really to recap. No blown accounts, nothing crazy. So no, not really. I mean, yes, I did a recap, but just kind of in passing because there's really... Yesterday definitely needed like a devoted recap time because it was rough, but like today is not that. Clay, are you getting tornadoes today? So far, no. We definitely got some hail though. And I was a little bummed because we have a garage, but my truck needed an oil change and I got a nail stuck, or either a screw or a nail stuck in one of the tires because, again, drove it to the job site. And who knew that there was a chance that I could drive over a nail or screw at the job site, when a house is being built. But anyways, so that's in the shop, and I'm assuming it was out in the parking lot when the hail moved in. So I'm like, okay, how dented is my truck going to be? Because it sounded like some pretty big hail. Okay, maybe a short here. And just right up through those levels. Okay, this is just cruelty at this point. The 5 minute here, that brought in shorts. And I can see why. If you were a short and if that candle there after this movement had you thinking short, nothing in your trade plan needs to change. You didn't do anything wrong. Oh no, the sky's not falling. It was just a tricky move. You got suckered in, and it is what it is. But man, that's just that's brutal stuff right there. But anyways, yes, no tornadoes. We got some hail. The power flickered, so we were very, very close to not even having to not being able to hang out today. We were just a couple of electrons away from not being able to hang out today. Yeah, that's what it was. The electricians warned that the car. Yeah, exactly, Sam. It's always the plumber. It'll probably be me and the kids. We've been going over there, kind of trying to help them out. All right, I might try it here. Rejection off these areas. Okay, I'm short. Took one out there. Still not out of the woods. Could still be a losing trade. Come on. Come on. Okay, I took another one out. I didn't hear anything from... Okay, stop is in green territory. Next target will be down here. And then I'll just let the final one ride. But this will be a green trade. My stop is in green territory. But now we're just trying to figure out how big of a green trade. I'm not going to lie. I just looked at the P&L. And now I'm like, okay, if that number goes over 100, do I just hop out? Oh, I'm at the P&L. I'm P&L trading right now, folks. Not good. Not good. Am I going to be able to resist the temptation? I could give it back to green. I can't do it. I can't resist it. I can't resist it. I P&L traded. I'm back to green. Not good. That's bad trading right there, folks. That is bad trading. I hope this thing dumps so you can see exactly what I mean. Because who knows how much I just left on the table there by P&L trading. I have pro accounts. Malth. Now, even if that turns out in hindsight to have been the right thing to do, that's just a bad habit. P&L trading, no good. It was the temptation was just it was too strong, especially when not that long ago, this over here was like a red 300. My ego kicked in. Oh, brother, there's people watching you right now. You were down 360 or something. Now you could be back up to green. The ego is too big. My ego in combination with P&L trading, I couldn't resist. I did the wrong thing. You are 100% right. Hey, traders, I have the problem of peaking and exiting. Lauren, I think we need a little more context. But Clay, it bounced back. That was a good exit. As of now, sure, but again, it's about the habits, and that was just that's not a good. Yeah, it's just I've been there before where I P&L traded, and then it's like, wow, I just left 10 times what I could have made on the table. I really only get P&L. I think I'm kind of the opposite, because the way that I think the longer I'm going to trade, the more and more I'm like, well, I've waited this long. So I'm definitely not just going to scalp out now. I want to, let's see if I can get the move. I've been this patient. Am I really going to all of a sudden cut myself short just because? So I think in a weird way, I think I'm the opposite of that, Amarius. I like just getting base hits. Yeah, if you are an exclusive base hitter, no shame in that. Base hits add up. So as of now, it seems like, at least for me, all eyes, we have this little miniature zone, which makes sense. We have the top of the zone, that pink line, the 200 SMA. The front of the zone, that purple line, the 50 SMA. So right now, that is exactly where the price is beginning hung up, right? And with these moving averages here. So I can see some people out there thinking, if it pushed up through there, that's my breakout point. I can see that. I mean, those people are probably also saying we got the bull pennant here. Fair enough. I'm not really interested in that, but I'm not going to call those people crazy for buying that breakout. I can see why that somebody might buy right there. Most of my trades these days are a few minutes only. Ideally, I would love a rubber. But it doesn't happen. Oh, I think you mean a runner. Are the B and N next to each other? Oh, look at that. Look on your keyboards, everybody. The B and N are right next to each other. So I'm going to go ahead and guess a runner. He does not mean I would love a rubber, but it doesn't happen. Oh boy. That there's a lot of there's a lot of angles you could look at that typo. So, honey, how'd the live stream go? I don't know. Some guy was talking about getting a rubber. Yeah, I'm not sure what he meant by getting a rubber, but he was having a hard time getting a rubber. This market's got a lot of. yeah. That yeah. I'm not going to say you're wrong, Serpent. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm not going to take the conversation really any further than that, but I'm not going to dispute it. Again, nasty right here. But even with that, yeah, broke, but it faked. So that's what makes these areas hard. That when something has a history of the fake breakout, it makes it so hard because, again, yes, I have some hindsight analysis, but I don't really feel too bad. Like, you can't really decry, oh, fake breakout. It's like, well, yeah, it also fake breakout right there. Hey, Jimbo. Okay, I am interested in a long down around here because not only do we have the VWAP, we also have the 200 SMA, which are basically right there. Does that mean it'll bounce? No. But does it mean I'll take a swing at it? Yep. Hey, Papacito. What did I say it was? 735. All right. Getting spicy. I'm not even going to wait for confirmation. I'm going to speculate that it might want to bounce right there. But I think I have good reason of why I think it could bounce from right there. But if this is just a full-blown reversal, this number will be going back to red. No, I don't. Why? Why would I trade that SpaceX IPO tomorrow? SpaceX is going to move like paint compared to the futures market. Absolute paint. But Clay, it's the most talked about IPO ever. Yes, that just shows how cool futures are. Even the most talked about stock IPO is still going to be moving around like paint compared to futures. Okay, here we go, maybe. Looking to get long at the green line. No, all right, nope, not interested anymore. Why am I not interested? Well, now if I buy, what does that imply? That implies this green candle here has failed. I'm not looking to buy when these little miniature bounces fail. Yeah, I think SpaceX is gonna give the rubber to some people tomorrow. I blew up one account today with foreign. Yeah, Papacito, today once again, which has been the theme. If you blow up any accounts today, I mean, I can see why. The crazy action continues. So yes, as of now, think about it. I mean, we saw that was just a green candle. Now it's failed. So there's no way I'm interested in buying. If anything, I'd want to short, but doesn't mean it still can't bounce. But I don't like the edge as much as I once did. Rebel. I think it will be pump and dump kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been my whole thing. Just the classic, buy the rumor, sell the news. In other words, buy the hype. And then when the hyped event happens, that's when, you start to use the retail, the dumb money rushing in as your liquidity, as who you're going to sell to. I have 2 funded with Alpha. Why are you afraid to trade them? Oh, just because of the market environment in general? All right, well, it did bounce right off that level. Did not care. I don't know if I would have been filled, but yeah, I feel just fine about that. That at after the failed move up, in fact, I would say the edge didn't even belong to the Bulls. Now, there was clearly not enough of an edge I believe belonged to the Bears. Why I didn't take a trade, but yeah, if anything, I would say this is more likely not to happen than to happen. I use Take Profit Trader. When I trade funded, I get destroyed even with one MNQ. Yeah, on days like today, one MNQ can do it. I'm green $400, just using two MNQ, 7 winners. Good job, Alfonso. I will probably try a short up here again that we have this channel, so okay, let me see this. If I got short here and threw my stop up here, how many points is that? Oh, just a 25-point stop. Wild. Small little distance, yet it's still 25 points. I have several open, but the main ones I use are the 2-minute and the 5-minute. Anyone grabbing SpaceX? Yes, those who want to go underwater. You just have to hit base hits. Base hits. Base hits. And then once the drawdown stops, you can go back to maybe trying to go for those bigger swings. So either just do quick scalps or be extra aggressive with your stop and just move your stop down as it goes in your favor. More aggressive than maybe you feel comfortable with. But again, it's all only temporary. Yeah, and that's the other reason why, to trade SpaceX tomorrow, I mean, if you're in a prop, that's okay, fine. But I'm not aware of many prop firms that allow you to trade stocks. But like I said, either way, futures are still going to be moving better than SpaceX just because that's how great futures are. That's how clean futures move. Yeah, I'm gonna delete that out, Joe, because for all I know, they are just a scammy scam. So, but yes, nope, it'll be business as usual tomorrow. I definitely do want to live stream tomorrow because I would assume there's gonna be a lot of people floating around, and maybe we can grab some of these people and shake them and be like, hey, let me show you some math. Let me show you how cool futures are with the prop firm. All right, it is recovering back. Is this some sort of new channel now? 200 SMA top of the channel, VWAP bottom of the channel. Is this the new range? I don't know. For you expert range traders out there, let me know. Okay. What I want to see is this next candle close like right here. Could have been up higher, a little higher. Clay, do you think NQ will be? I don't know. Good question. I'm not sure. Yeah, 100-point range. Exactly. Is that what this? That is what this is. Isn't that wild? I did not realize that. To me, this looks like a very kind of quote unquote tight range. Yet this range is 100 points. I didn't even see that. That's wild. That's so crazy. Like if we wanted to call like between here and here, I'd call this like a wider range, right? Something like this. And then you look at the chart like this, like, okay, yeah, that's a pretty tight range. Yeah, well, it's 100 points. That's nuts. All right. Yeah. Yeah, it really has, Mark. It has. You got to be careful. And Well, I would assume to trade the range people that, okay, so we're at the top of the range, so let's get short. It's as easy as trading the range. I'm thinking they might have just got stopped out there. Short 2-man Q. All right, Papacito. Appreciate it. I will look for a short up here at the overnight high. Rejection, rejection, fake break, ultimately a rejection. Does that mean it'll reject up from here again? No. But do I think there's some logic behind thinking it could reject? Yeah, I think so. I don't think I'm a crazy person for thinking such a thing. Oh, did they? Which ones? That's the thing. You can't. I mean, O or B traders. Yeah. Well, isn't there like an unlimited amount of O or B traders depending on if it's like the 1 minute or the 3 minute or the 5 minute or the 15 minute? Am I dented? I sort of want to get long with the target up here. This sort of looks like it wants to make a push up. Hey, Joker. Yeah, I was wondering who you're calling classy. He's like, classy, what's up? I'm like, he's definitely not talking to me if he's saying classy. Oh, that's not what I like to see. Just glance over at oil. No, oil, go down. Go down, oil. Hey, Mugiwara, where have you been? Where have you been, brother? No problem. Like I said, Joker, I knew there was no chance you were actually talking to me when you're saying classy. Last time I was called classy was 1987, you know? April 3rd, 3:33 p.m. Pacific time. Where'd you go? Where'd you go, Moogie? Good morning. I am starting the red this morning. All right. Well, hopefully it's controlled red and easier said than done, but try to keep position size under control so you don't go big position size. Oh, I'm going to get it all back in one trade. I think we've been there. Just haven't been trading. Gotcha. Well, good to have you back. Now long 28.85. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Okay. Stop 8:45. Target 965. All right, I appreciate algorithmic. That's a man with courage right there. Good morning, Clay. I hope you're doing. I was not yesterday evening. I got into heavy blue my yeah. Yesterday evening, or yesterday at night was good for me, but yesterday, so before the previous session, not so good. Minus 500 first trade, almost out of. All right, Mark, one chip at a time. One green day of $1, and I'll pass the. Okay, well, you got this, Jinx. You got this. Don't overthink it. I am an orb trader. Well, what do you mean by you are an orb trader? Do you mean you use the orb as part of a broader context? Or are you just like, okay, I'm waiting 30 minutes, there's the 30-minute range, and I will, I'll buy if it goes here, or I will short if it goes down through there. Is that what you mean? If that is what you mean by an orb trader, does trading need to be rocket science? It doesn't. Does trading need to be a little bit more involved than that? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I really wish I could say trading was that easy. Okay, cool, Cheryl. Good. I assume so, Cheryl, but just want to make sure. How nice would it be if that was if that like orb strategy was like consistently profitable? That's all you had to do. Just wait 30 minutes, map out the high and the low, and then you just wait and you go long or you go short, and there you go. Why can't it be that easy? I'd rather make trend lines off overnight high. My gold micro chart is not showing candlesticks. Support asked to change the device. Did you change the device? Correct. And if everyone was doing it, it by definition would no longer work. Like it is impossible for there to be a 100% win rate strategy. Impossible. Because I'm pretty sure we would all want to do something if it was a 100% win rate strategy, right? But that in and of itself would cause it to no longer work. Let me reframe this. Impossible to have a 100% win rate strategy that is in any way, shape, or form publicly talked about. Let me put it that way. Because I'll tell you this, big money or somebody out there, if they truly got a 100% win rate, they ain't sharing that at all because they understand the law of diminishing return. And they understand that if that thing goes public, it's not going to work anymore. Well, no, I mean, if you think about it, let's just say that there's this strategy and it's 100% win rate, and then everybody does it. Well, think about the word everybody. Well, if everybody does it, and if the strategy says, okay, strategy buy here, but if everybody's buying here, well, and if everybody's buying, well, then what's the problem? There's no what? There's no sellers there. So you literally can't buy because you can't, because there's nobody looking to sell to you. Why? Well, because everybody's looking to buy because it's 100% win rate. Famous strategy says everybody should be buying at that point. Like it literally won't work. You can't do it anymore. Because at the end of the day, remember, when you buy, you are buying from a seller. But if there are no sellers, you can't buy. Man, oil really did make quite the move. Sorry to hear that, James. Yeah, it's like I said, this looking here. I mean, yeah, this is a pullback. That pullback maybe a little bit more than what people would want, but by no means would I call this some sort of nasty death trap pullback. But if you stop and think about it, even if you bought so you didn't even chase. Let's just say you waited for the pullback to go like right here at 850 where you bought. It dropped down to there. That was still a 60-point move from like right here. 60 points with the wrong position size, you're cooked. Uh-oh. I think I hear rain out there again. We got our, is the next round up? Let me check the weather app. Just regular rain right now. That's what cooked my account, and I added as it kept going down. Well, there you go. So in other words, your position size kept growing and growing as it dropped 60 points against you. So yeah, James, that checks out with how you'd cook an account. All right, I like Erogamic. He gave a trade plan. He got stopped out, but he's right back at it. Forrest Gump, John. That's where that quote is from. If you're going to say what movie quote, Forrest Gump. Oh, Alexis. Dang. Going at Neil. Neil, I'm going to buy just because you said short. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Watch yourself, Neil. Alexis ain't here to play. You better watch yourself, Neil. Show some respect, Neil. Dang, going right at Neil. She don't care. Although I'm a little suspicious. Okay, all right. Dang. This is some wonky price action. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of hanging out. Uh-oh, Alexis. Well, if you did buy, I don't know where you bought at, but careful. It's kind of pulling back on you a little bit there, Alexis. Careful now. I am tempted to buy if this were to come back up here. But okay. Alexis. Okay, here, Alexis. What was your previous name? So you've been here before, you got banned. What was that previous name? I don't recognize your name. Anybody that shows up and just starts kind of talking trash, it's like, okay, all right. Pretty sure you've been here before. Now, if you're honest and you say who you were beforehand, you can stay. I keep triggering my... Why are you talking so much trash? There's no way you're a woman. No woman shows up and talks trash like that. Women just don't talk trash like that. So right there is very suspicious. You're a dude with a... Okay, I guess to be fair, maybe your name is Alex. Alex, okay, I'll accept that as a guy's name. So maybe your screen name here is supposed... I don't know, but I think it's Alexis. So I'm skeptical. I'll put it that way. Alexis can go both ways? Really? Is Alexis a boy name? Okay. I apologize. Alexis is a gender-neutral name of Greek origin, meaning defender or helper. That's kind of cool. Okay, I stand corrected. I apologize. I just learned something. All right. That's cool. It means defender. Okay, at least I was right that you're definitely not a woman. Because women don't show up and start talking trash like you are. But yes, I To say you're a woman based on your name, I apologize. I got that wrong. So hopefully you can forgive me. Not a name. Well, I don't know. Defender. That's kind of cool. It means baseless trash talker. Oh, Sean. Dang. Things are getting spicy out there. That's cool though. That's cool though. I like that. Defender of Greek origin. I think that's pretty cool. Honestly, always been there for people. I'm a Gemini too. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, like astrology? Yeah, I can't say that I am into astrology. Astrology? I think that's what that is, right? I think my call sign is dented baboon. When people ask me, what's your call sign? I say dented baboon. What is that? What is that even in astrology? Like, what would they ask you? Like, what's your sign? Is that how that works? I don't know the terminology. What is the best discount on Take Profit till date? I don't know when the deal ends, but right now they did start a deal yesterday, so I'd assume it's not anytime necessarily soon. Is Valor? Is there a reason why when you scalp the market you don't look at the 1 minute? I like the 2 minute better. Just personal preference. Next time a person asks me, are you a Scorpio? Are you a Gemini? Are you a... I think those are the only two I know. I'm just going to be like, I'm a dented baboon. I am interested in a long at the VWAP down here. But if this is a range, which it's seemingly becoming more and more of a range kind of right here, that just being a fake breakout of the range up there, we're kind of right in the middle of it, which makes me a little scared. But I kind of like that as a short, though, too. Like, okay, is this a sign that it's going to drift down to the bottom? Or am I about to get suckered in? We're entering new territory? On what time frame are we entering new territory? What I'm looking at, I see no new territory. But this is a 2 minute time frame. Maybe you're looking at something else. Yeah, our algorithmic, it is a tricky market. It is a tricky market, brother. 5 minute. Yeah, I do not see a new range on the 5 minute. I'm not sure what you mean by we are entering new territory. I mean, I would probably call new territory like down below these lows. But like, if it comes down, I mean, yeah. I guess I'm not quite sure what exactly you're saying. Also, the one in general, about to be 12. Also the one in, yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by the one in general. How do we know what her, I don't remember, John, but somewhere in this video, I show how I set up my Tradeovate platform, and it tracks that number for you in real time. But I do not remember how to get to it. Again, I set up my platform like, man, time flies, at least 2 years ago. But I did do that video, which I think it's towards the end of the video, I think. But it's like, I think that's like a 20-minute video. So I think if you start at the end, I showed how to set up those numbers. I remember watching that video a year ago. Man, time does fly. Try to short at 784. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was close with you there, Johnny. I was close, but like I said, kind of still in the middle of the range, which had me nervous. And I suppose in hindsight, rightfully so. That video is good to set everything up. Okay, and you just would have used it a couple days ago, Jays. So it sounds like that video is still very relevant. That's always the tricky part with videos like this. If platforms start to change too much, then like those videos become outdated. But I know the Jays just started a couple days ago. So I'm glad to hear that it helped you so that it's not outdated yet. Perfect. Good, Jays. I used a video as well last week. It worked great. Okay, perfect. Good. Yeah. So on that note, I'll do a little bit more advertising for it. So if you are thinking about getting into prop firms or Tradeovate or whatever, this video right here is kind of like a how to get started. How to get started. So that assumes that you're going to use the prop firm that I use and recommend, which is Take Profit Trader. And then not only to get signed up for Take Profit Trader, how all that works. I got to check this real quick. I'm curious. What was the deal Take Profit was running during this video? Oh, see, right here. I'm telling you right now, it's a good deal. During this video, when I did it, was 30% off. Whoops, it just disappeared. Yeah, so when I did the video, 30% off. So that's what I mean. No, ain't no lying here. 40%, good deal. Good deal. And it was just 30% a couple days ago. So that's why Take Profit Trader right now is a good deal. 40%. I don't know if it's breakout time. It's hard because this area of the chart to bring over, there's just so many I mean, I think if I do it, it'd have to be a scalpy scalp. Because, I mean, all this thing has done is, popped up. Look at all these upper shadows, back down. More upper shadows, popped up, back down. I suppose I could short with the premise that it'll eventually be a fake move. But yeah, a long, in my mind, seems like it's got to be a scalpy scalp. Okay, good feedback, Jays. Yeah, there's a lot of sloppy Joes out there. We will remember. We will remember. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out the plan of attack. Oh, Doxol. Dang. If you're in Davenport, Iowa. Oh boy. What's 7? It's supposed to be done, so that's okay. Knocking on breakout's door. I think I gotta try a short, just because all these other ones have been fakes. Okay, I'm gonna try a short at the red line there. Might look to add to it. Again, I'm gonna try to trust this zone back here. Several times before this general area, price got up here and then got smacked back down. So let's see. Now, if this is a genuine true breakout, I'm about to get punched in the face. No. Are you kidding me? You can run from 60 up to you can make okay, so you can make basically a 70-point move, but you couldn't go another 4 points. What a dirtbag. Well, that's what I was looking for. Clay, it was so obvious, you moron. You should have made your entry point that. Why didn't you pick that? You would have been filled. It would have been beautiful. Thank. Why are you telling me now in hindsight? Oil's retreating. I better see some blood. Okay, I was hoping to see more blood, but it is pulling back. Doggone it. Those are the ones that just really want to make you oh so close yet oh so far away. Did anybody get filled on that move to the short side? Looks too strong. That's what stops are for. Yeah, that one does sting. That's annoying. Especially like I said, when the thing had made a 60-point move, and then it doesn't want to move another 4 points. Hey Clay, we've come 60 points from way back there, and I know you're only 4 points away from getting filled, but bon voyage, you dirtbag. And then it turns around and starts running back down. Johnny, that is an interesting question. And I don't have an answer psychologically, but I think I'd agree. Like I know, or I think that might be it too. Like it's so irritating. Mine is getting stopped to just pump or dump. Mine is getting stopped. Oh, yeah, those ones can be very irritating too. Wow. Well, again, that's what. Well, just trade the range, Clay. I tried. That's why I traded the range. If anybody ever tells you, Clay, just trade, or Bill, Bob, Sally, Sue, whatever your name is, Eduardo, whatever your name is. If somebody's like, hey, Gilligan, just trade the range, run the other way, okay? They are definitely either a newbie or they've been trading for 20 years and they have been just trading very dumb for the past 20 years. Because just trade the range doesn't mean anything at all. As we just saw right there. I tried to trade the range, but the problem and what makes trading the range so hard is actually figuring out where is the top of the move. Where actually is the top of this range? Thank you, Serpent. I appreciate that. You're trying to make me feel better. I appreciate that. That is way better than somebody else like, hey, brother, time to load up 38 NQs. I can't let any traders work for me today. Only. Yeah, I've been kind of stubborn in that regard. I should probably just be doing a lot of scalps, but I keep trying to. Because again, it's very realistic. I'm not saying easy, but it is well within the realm of reason to get a 100-point mover today. Just a reminder, Mexico versus South Africa. Oh, that's right. The World Cup starts today, huh? For walking away with profit. So I think the secret to walking away with a profit is to not even needing the money that you're up. Right? So if you know you have other income streams and you're looking at your trading gains, it's easier to kind of just walk away because it's just like, okay, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. Like you kind of look at that money and it just becomes a number and the number's bigger and you're like, all right, I'm going to go do something else with my day. But like for your situation, given that you are trying to make a living right now from trading, that's very hard to do because that green number could get bigger. And if it got bigger, that would actually, it sounds like, make a big impact on your life where you're at right now trying to make this happen. So stopping is not going to make a big impact on it because it's not going to go up anymore. MNQs, yeah, I mean, it's not going to make, it's just going to be much slower. So I really think a part-time job would help you out quite a bit, Lance. I really do think you should consider it. You've gotten 200-point moves today, Mark. Good job, you dirtbag. I'm jealous. Hey, I'm okay. I'm teaching somebody from Italy named Blueberry. I swear, my wife is going to think I'm talking to a bunch of strippers up here. We now officially have Big Mama, we have Sugar, who happens to be a dude, and now we have Blueberry. Clay, we need to talk. You say you're live streaming, but are you on some sort of like stripper community or something? All I hear is you yelling out Big Mama. I hear you yelling out Sugar. I hear you yelling out Blueberry. Yeah, and then they're talking about rubber. Yeah, it's just this is spinning out of control quickly. Change your name to Buttercup. No, no. I'm already gonna get in enough trouble. I'm giving you a hard time. I don't think I'm just saying Blueberry. There is somebody named Mango though, and given that is what the guy from the SNL skit, what Chris Katana I think his name is. His name is Mango. So if there was ever a fruit that would be like kind of associated with that realm of things, probably mango, thanks to SNL. Now I like the name. Alexis is a cool name. Knowing that it means defender, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Mercedes and Don. Yeah. Well, Lang has he's gone missing. Won't be leaving till later afternoon period. Basically severe storms along the way that we'll be trapped in if we leave too early. So probably won't be getting until very late, if not past midnight. Neil is Celtic for champion. That's cool. No, then we are not in normal times right now. The markets, I will say this though, folks. We're all gonna have a hard time when the markets move back to like boomer, like, oh boom, and the boom is like 30 points. Don't get me wrong, 30 points is a good chunk. But like when we get back to that environment, our brains right now are being rewired to like this not normal situation. So so no, to answer your question, this is not normal. But yeah, it is. We are all. It's going to be rough. It is going to be rough. We're all going to be sitting here like, this is the most boring thing ever. What do you mean I only made 50 points? I have only traded in this odd time. Okay, we are right here. I might try short. We're right at this area where there's been rejections before. And if this is the time where it breaks out, then it is what it is. Okay, I'm short. Let's see if history wants. I'm trying to trade the range. Last time the price was up here, it got rejected. So for all you, just trade the range, folks. I'm trying to trade the range. Oh, come on. Just reject at least. Are you really going to break this range the first time you try? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I do not believe you. Okay, added some more because I don't believe you. I'm sorry that it's stuck behind that letter and number. It's as annoying as it is to you, to me also. Come on, overnight high. Do your job and at least smack it down a little bit. You got to be kidding me. What a joke. I'm adding more if it comes down. Wow. This market. It doesn't care. What time is it now? Could be getting a very nice looking candle here if it keeps coming down. Oh boy. That is my stop. It is what it is at this point. So my line in the sand is right there. I did add. Come on now. Keep this pullback coming. Come on. Oh, not looking so good. This range just I try to trade the range. I try to trust the range, and I am stopped out. This would happen to me, but the account was gone. Yeah. Please go up. Just go up. Please. No. Go up for my. That looks pretty good. If you are long, I hope you make money here. No offense if you're short, but yeah. Please just go up. Make me feel better about stopping out where I did. Please. You're long at 47. Good job, James. Congrats. Somebody said, was that you? Somebody said yesterday that maybe it was you. I can't remember. But somebody said yesterday that they've had to abandon the NASDAQ for now and trade gold. Hey, good job, Trade for Life. No, go up. Please don't dump. Don't do it. I am still holding the short. All right, well. Long 940. Oh, man. That's just, yeah. Longs are out. Well, yeah, so the short. Well, at least my short got knocked out and then it made the move. You're supposed to be a 1 bar loser. I don't know what that means. Baller got stopped. Yeah, watch it now go up. So let's kick out the longs after that move down. I sort of look at MES. Stopped in profit. Well, that's good. Let's try a long here. Oh, no, not 8. Not 8. Whoops. So it's pulled back to the overnight high. Nice lower shadow. Let's see if we can get this to start making a journey back upwards. Okay, I'm long with a pop. It tapped me and then dropped immediately. Didn't even go green a second. This is not, the wheels are falling off. What time is, oh boy, we're not even in the back half of things yet. I really do like this setup, especially if it comes back up. I'm adding more. Just trying to play a bull flag here. And the bull flag, I also have the overnight high here, which makes sense to me why it's kind of consolidating right here. Can I get the bull flag breakout, though, is the question. Come on, break out. Break out. Go. Oh, don't. Why did I draw that line there? It just knocked down the price. Dude, don't fake breakout. Come on, get moving. All right, I need to get rid of that now. Go. Come on. Uh-oh. Does the stream still look good for everybody? I'm getting an error message about the bit rate. How's the quality for people? Fine. Okay. Oh, you got to be kidding. Oh, boy. Well, Oh, now I just think back. It was sitting there green, Clay. It was sitting there green for a while. I know. I was trying to play the bull flag. I tried to give it a chance to break out. I took some off the table, gave the rest a chance to break out, and yeah, the rest is history. Sorry to hear that, Chris. See the money, take the money. Yeah, that's a good way to end up with a 95% win rate, yet you're not profitable. Where's your stop at, Crypto Beaks? There was a huge seller up there. I love how people show up after the fact. As if huge sellers can't be wiped away. As if huge sellers can't be kicked to the curb. In fact, it's not necessarily a bad thing. If I see a huge seller, I'm like, okay, if that huge seller can be kicked to the curb, hello, explosion time. Yeah, apparently. How could you not be profitable with a 95% win rate? Because the 5% goes horribly wrong? I'd like to try a long here, like a bounce up off this area, but Dean, no, no. Who wants to? Okay, this is getting awkward with Dean. Does it? Who wants to tell Dean? Yeah, who want? Did I say that I had a 95% win rate, chat? Did I say that? Or did I say, or did somebody tell me, see green, take green? And then I said, yeah, that's how you end up with a 95% win rate and then are still not profitable. Or is that what I said? Pretty sure that's what I said. Oh. Dean, life advice. You have two ears and one mouth for a reason, brother. We all have two ears and one mouth for a reason. Before we start yapping and laughing and accusing, let's make sure we listen closely first. You're fine. You're good. You're good. You're good. In fact, what I appreciate about Dean here is, yeah, rough start, but at least, unlike some people, he's not trying to do mental gymnastics and make the hole deeper. He's just saying, my bad. That's my bad. You know what? No problem, Dean. I respect that. Thank you. No problem, man. Onwards and upwards. Oh, that's actually kind of a breath of fresh air. I'm like, oh. And we've all been there, right? The people just try to wiggle their way out of it, and it's like, just say you misheard, or just say my bad. Just thank you, Dean. We need more Deans in this world. The power of just saying, okay, I got that wrong. Okay, move on. Yeah, exactly. Dean set the In fact, Dean didn't even pick up the shovel. He was just like, hey, my bad. The power of not even picking up the shovel. Oh man, this is yeah. 2 + 2 equals my bad, bro. Exactly. But Orchard, back to your point, you said see green, take green. Again, I don't agree with that, but even here's the problem. Well, how much green do I take? Did you think about that, Orchard? I mean, it's just see green, take green. Okay, that's like one of these cliche sayings. But like, how much green am I supposed to take, Orchard? Or like, how much green would you take? Like, are you talking about 50 cents? Are we talking about $5? Are we talking about $50? Like, how much green do I need to see before I take it? Correct. There is no scaling rule of take profit trader. Catlick. Never buy a new high in a long range. I think we're building liquidity in today's. Right. Roger that. Clay, you got a lot of random new traders in your audience. Oh, I don't know if there's new traders, but I mean, I'd say we have a mix of people here. But yeah, new people every day. But yeah, we get a variety. We get people that act like they have experience, but you can tell they're a newbie. You have very good traders who are quite humble, and I can tell they're actually better traders than what they're letting on to be. So we get all ends of the spectrum. We get some people that just show up and say, "I'm brand new." So yeah, we get a recommended. Do you recommend building beyond the buffer zone? Jake, for me, it's a question of how bad for you does tilt get. For me, tilt gets really bad. So, for example, if I were to build a buffer of 3,000 and then I go on tilt, $3,000 is not going to save me. That account is toasted. So that is why I just take payouts because my tilt gets really bad. So, Jake, I don't know. Maybe you would look at it and be like, okay, yeah, I go on tilt, but I'm pretty good at clamping down on it. So if I had a $3,000 buffer, and even if I go on tilt, that $3,000 buffer is actually going to prevent me from losing the account. Well, then, yeah, go ahead, build some buffer. But for me, tilt is bad. So I think the key to answering that question is just asking yourself and being honest with yourself. How bad does it get when I go on tilt? Clay, I never go on tilt. Okay, well, when you're done lying to yourself, then ask yourself the question, how bad does it get when I go on tilt? Today might be the day. I don't know if this is a count. I don't know. I'm very irritated right now, but I have blown accounts on stream before. I have gone on tilt, but to your point, rookie, I think it was the last time I did it was well before you ever showed up. When I go on tilt, I blow account. So like bullhead for that example, you might as well just take the payout. It does not sound like building a buffer is going to do any good for you. Thank you, Dean. I was 200 above my buffer. Didn't take the payout because I wanted 1K. Blew the account. Oh, yeah. That's never fun. 10 winning days in a row, then just that one day I go on tilt and lose the accounts. Yeah, that's just, again, I don't know, but that's the question you need to ask yourself. How bad does my tilt get? Yeah, likely me too, Clay. I'll just take my first. Yeah, then just take the. Well, wait, is this your first ever payout, Jake? Because I do have kind of a hardcore rule in that case for like first ever payouts. Just 1 second. I don't know if we have an emergency or what. Is something wrong with Jet? Okay, well, I'm trying to live stream, so can you give him someplace else, please? Thank you. Jet? Jet. Come here, Jet. You need to listen to Trip. Hello? Who's coughing? Mass chaos. Mass chaos. I think my wife is at the... I don't even... Yeah. Mass chaos right now. My trading is a mess. This is what happens when we're trying to pack up. We're rushing to pack. All right. Let's get locked back in. No emergencies. Just... For prop firms, yeah. Okay, well then, Jake, I would just take the payout for like a mental victory. I think for most traders, trading is a game of managing the voices in our heads, right? I don't care how great you can read a chart. If you can't manage the voices in your head, oh well. So I think just for like a mental health, mental victory, just get yourself the first payout. Because I think the downside is way worse. Let's say you don't take the payout and then you cook the account. Now you're going to have this mental battle like, oh, I had my first payout. I could have said I'm actually a prop firm trader that's gotten a payout, but now I can't say that because I cooked it. Don't even open up the door to have that voice step into your situation. So just take the payout, take the mental victory. I don't even care if it's $1.50. Just take the mental victory. You got a payout. Good job. You got that monkey off your back. After that, after you get the monkey off your back, then okay, maybe consider now we're going back up. Wasn't it just down here? I could have sworn I was. Anyways, I got too involved in the answer there, but I would say if it's your first payout, just take the payout. Been there, done that at Sexy. I have actually a real life buddy that did that, and he has never quite recovered. He's been on the stream a couple of times. I want to say it was he went on a groove. He got a account passed. He got his pro account. It dropped a little bit. Then he brought into payout territory, and it was like $140 or something like that. And he didn't take it. And then he ended up cooking the account. And no, I'm not saying that's the reason why he's never been back into that, but that's a mental. That is a mental roadblock that I would just err on the side of let's not even allowing that to step into the equation. Money isn't real until you buy something with it. That is true. Yeah. Have fun being a trillionaire if when you go to the grocery store, there's nothing on the shelves. Yeah. Tell me how much your $1 trillion is worth when you go to the store and there's nothing there to buy. So yes, actually, yes, money isn't real until you buy something with it. That is technically the point at which money becomes real. When somebody's actually willing to give you something in return for it. Fair point. That is true. Yeah, NQ is all it is yeah. Does copy trading use more of my computer resources? I don't know. I actually have no. I want to say no, it doesn't, but to be fair, I'm not sure. Unless it's gold, then it's always real and always money. Well, I mean, the word always is kind of strong. It is always real, but will it always be money? That you're now presupposing that it will always provide value. But in theory, I don't know, maybe we discover gold is the cause of who knows what. Or maybe we discover another thing and then gold is actually now worthless. So therefore, no, gold will not always be money. Only because the word always is a very strong word. Prop money equal monopoly money until it's wired to your bank account. That is true. Yep. I mean, at this point, why wouldn't we just break up and go up there? But Well, what are you learning, gamer? As you're cooking these accounts, what are you learning? And be honest, if you're like Clay, honestly, man, I don't know if I've learned really anything. Just be honest. I don't remember how long. All I remember is it took me either 4 or 5 tries to pass my first test. And this was after trading like 17 years, 18 years. It was kind of, like I said, you got it coming from the world I came from. And then in the prop firm space, it's like, there is some apples and oranges. Yeah, there's a lot that's the same using charts, but there's, the math is a little different as I've talked about here. But yeah, I don't remember how long. I've learned I've been over leveraging. Okay, well, there you go. So you are now, I think, have you not just given yourself, it sounds like you have a good bit of advice there, gamer. You got to position size, my friend. You got to lower it. Well, Clay, that seems too simple. Well, no, it's not that simple because at least you're paying attention, at least you're learning. So when you actually pay attention, when you actually learn, solutions become a little bit more clear. So, yeah, if you've learned that you are over leveraging your next account, slow it down, brother. What's your opinion on the SpaceX IPO? It's going to slaughter a lot of people. I think it's holding losers too long and adding losers rather than. Well, there you go. You are learning. So, like I said, just do the opposite of those things. Now, easier said than done, but a lot of people, because they are not learning, they're not actually paying attention, they're not actually treating this seriously, they would just be like, I'm not really sure. Like, I'm just kind of having fun. Like, I'm kind of swinging big. I'm kind of treating this like a lottery type thing. So I'm not, but that's not you. You've just identified 3 things. So you've already done the hard part. You've learned, you've observed. Now you've created it easy because the answer to that question is do the opposite of those things. It's kind of like the logic of this. Everybody has wisdom in the world. Even a crackhead homeless person has wisdom. How can they have wisdom? Well, ask them their life story and then basically just do the opposite of everything that they tell you. That is wisdom. Sometimes, okay, yeah, I'm just going to do the opposite of that. There's wisdom in that. So just remember, if you walk away with one thing from this live stream, crackhead homeless people have wisdom, okay? Yeah, gamer, keep on learning. Sounds like you are. Now, to be fair, you've identified solutions. It's very straightforward, very easy. But in terms of now doing them, that's where it becomes more of a challenge. They should be moved to Alaska. Agreed. Hey, thank you, dork. Very kind of you. I'm trading myself straight into the crack house. Well, maybe tap the brakes. They asked the good philosopher how he learned to be so polite. He said he studied obnoxious people. Yeah, there you go. I figured the punchline, he studied obnoxious people and then behaved the opposite or something of that nature. I know. Thank you. That's the guy's name, though. How is the PPI data today? Not sure. I think I saw a headline that it was more than they expected. Clay, do you only trade these? Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's, to me, as somebody that has traded my own funds for basically until I got into prop firms 18 years, the math makes no sense to trade my own funds. No sense. The ROIs within the prop firm space that can be created are absolutely scam-like. So yeah, I don't, and I'm a believer that at the core of trading, like the holy grail of trading, the secret to trading is to manage your risk. And I don't think there's any better risk management tool than prop firms because of how they insulate your risk. Where ultimately your true risk being defined as money out of pocket, is whatever you spend on the account. Passing evaluation is more harder than getting payouts. Most of the traders want to pass it. Yeah, I can see that. There is the desire to rush and rush and rush. That's fair, PW. Scalp, 850 long, 5-minute. Yeah, I could see maybe a long down there. I am very gun shy right now. After the way I am getting just whipped around in this market, I'm gun shy, and I'm not saying I won't be taking any more trades. I'm just saying I'm gun shy. Yeah, I find for new traders, prop firms are a terrible way to learn. Too many limitations on gain. Yeah, I would I look at that the opposite. I think there's no better way for a trader to learn than with a prop firm. Because prop firms minimize consequences. What do I mean by prop? So this is the prop firm's superpower. So let's just say there's a new trader who's trying to learn. And let's just say trader does dumb thing. And let's just put a number on dumb thing. And this dumb thing means they lose $2,000. So now we gotta parse this out. We have a trader that is using their own money, and we have a trader in a prop firm. So these traders do the same dumb thing. They learn the same lesson from this dumb thing, and the dumb thing costs $2,000. Well, the person using their own money, they just got $2,000 taken out of their account. Who knows? Maybe they only had $2,000 to begin with. I don't know, but point is, that dumb thing, which taught them a lesson, cost them literally $2,000 out of their pocket. Well, what about the prop firm person? The prop firm person, they could have bought an account, code Clay, for 102, 40% off. So 102. Now, part of the rules is don't go and lose $2,000. So if you lose $2,000, that is a rule violation, which means you lose the account. Now, how much did they actually lose, though? Well, they only lose 102 because that's what they spent on the account. So now we have to go back up. Same dumb move, same learning lesson. It costs the person using their own funds, their consequence is $2,000. The consequence for the person in the prop firm is $102. Same learning lesson, same dumb thing, same everything, way different consequences. So I always say it like this. It's kind of like trying to hit a golf ball straight. If you only have 3 or 4 golf balls to learn how to hit a golf ball straight, that's going to be way more difficult to figure out than if you have 100 golf balls. Now, there's no guarantees that the person with 100 golf balls will ever figure out how to do it. But from an odds perspective, I like the odds that the person that has more golf balls to hit is going to have a better chance to figure out how to hit a straight golf ball. And that's what prop firms are doing for the new trader. They're dumb mistakes, because everybody's going to make dumb mistakes, especially under the premise of being new. You're going to do dumb things. So I'd rather have those dumb things where you learn a lesson, cost you, like I said, $102 versus $2,000. So yeah, that's why I would say for new traders, especially prop firms, the math, in my opinion, makes a lot of sense. We got to get people as many golf balls to hit as possible. Minimizing consequences does not mean you will get the best education. Not related. There are constraints and rules with prop firms. Yeah, and I argue the rules are good. I'm sorry, but not say, hey, you can't hold and hope here. That's a good rule. Hey, you have to immediately start to think about risk management. That is a good rule. Now, are some prop firms crazy? Sure, but with Take Profit Trader, they have there's no scalping rule, no scaling rule, no consistency rule. So there's no crazy rules. So with Take Profit Trader, don't lose, they have the drawdown. That is a good rule. Drawdowns are a good rule because they immediately force you to think about risk management. But I do agree that, some prop firms, they take the rules, which is why I always say don't shop based on price, shop based on rules. Because, you can go buy yourself a $5 account, but if that prop firm has 5,000 rules, you're never getting a payout. I find that a ton of it. Well, again, Dean, you're not wrong, but that's not all prop firms, though. And that is why when people show up, oh, well, so-and-so is cheaper. I'm like, yeah, you're the exact person. So, Dean, listen, you can get in on this. Dean and the Legendary, you guys can both get in on this. This is what we're going to do. We are going to start a prop firm, and we're going to call it the Baboon Den. At the Baboon Den, we are going to constantly run 99% off coupons. And this 99% off coupon is going to give somebody $500,000 of buying power, and the cost of the account will be $10, okay? So $10 account because it's 99% off, 500,000 buying power. But here's what we're going to do behind the scenes, brothers. We're going to have like 1,800 rules. Ain't nobody getting a payout. We are going to feast upon those people that shop based on price, not based on rules. You guys in? You guys want a piece of this or what? We doing it or what? We're going to make so much money. Now, every now and then we'll reduce the deal down to 90% off, but only for like a few days. And then we'll jack it right back up to 99% off. There we go. That's the baboon den. That's what we're doing. Yeah, there we go. That is some good dedication right there. So yes, if you did not see what I was getting at, for just speaking generally, do not shop for prop firms based on price. Shop based on rules. That's why I recommend, especially for the beginner prop firm trader, take Profit Trader. Very, very clean set of rules. All right, oil coming down here. Oil, if you do like traders, we are at the 21 EMA in the 5-minute. So if you would classify this as an uptrend and you like to play pullbacks and you like the 21 EMA, you might be considering something there on the 5-minute. Me personally, given I want to see oil crater down the toilet, I hope that, no offense to you, I hope that trade fails miserably. Because yes, I would like to see prices at the pump go down. Passing time as this chop is never, yeah. Baboon den. Buy it, son. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna make so much money. Because way too many people just shop based on price. Which makes sense when you don't really know any better. Who doesn't like themselves a good 99% off deal? Hey Clay, why do most firms include to be all chain? You would have to ask them. I think the trailing drawdown is a bit overrated, and I think in a weird way it's kind of a good thing because a lot of people out there, this is just a guess on my part, but my guess is a lot of people are corrupted by social media, and they want the 100-point trade. They want the huge numbers. They want to swing big, and they don't realize how quickly base hits actually add up. And that's what a trailing drawdown is going to not force you to do. You can still pass a trailing drawdown swinging big. It is more tricky that way. But a trailing drawdown is going to force you to take base hits. And what I've noticed is a lot of people, because they're essentially forced to take base hits, then realize, holy smokes, base hits actually add up pretty big. And yeah, now once you hit the buffer, your trailing drawdown stops anyway. So if you want to go back to swinging big, you do have that choice. But what I've seen is a lot of people are like, heck no, I'm not going back to swinging big. Base hits are awesome. Man, look at these things adding up because it is counterintuitive. It does not seem like base hits should really add up as quickly as they can add up. So I am on the camp of I don't think the trailing drawdown is as... Now, if you refuse to take base hits, if you're like, no, I'm only go big or go home. Again, you can still pass the trailing drawdown. It's just more tricky. But like most people are not like that rigid. You just show me, yeah, exactly. Show you $5,000 crossed out with $10. There you go. Almost back to break even with. Good job, Jays. Clay, do the prop firms allow you to use your own code? No. Nope. At least Take Profit Trader doesn't. And they're the only prop firm I've ever used. Okay, I'm going to try maybe a short here if it wants to drop back down. See if I can anticipate the breaker of these lows. This was a show of force. Let's see if this show of force can create some more force here. But only willing to get short if it comes back down. Okay, I'm in. How come I'm not hearing my volume anymore? Okay, let's let this thing work. Just in case there's some spike. Come on, brother. Moving my stop as it goes. Keep coming down, brother. Dump it. Dump it. No, not that. Okay. All right. Thank you. I just needed something for my confidence. At least something finally just made sense in this market for me. That all made sense. Now, this was not ideal that it came back up, but even that makes sense, right? As of now, looking like that was just a fake breakdown of these lows. But that all that made sense to me. You accidentally went short 52 on that trade? Pam, that was a really good trade for you then. How much did you make on that trade if you went short 52 MNQ? $500. Hey, there you go, Pam. Oh, you hopped out pretty quick then, huh? I went long. Neil, we need some more actual trade plans from you. I mean, yes, but you got too much trust me, bro, going on these days. At least give us a trade plan every now and then, Neil. Like your whole existence now is like trust me, bros. Again, I do trust you. Don't get me wrong, but like at least a couple numbers every now and then. I exited so oh man. Okay, so that gunshot, so Pam, to confirm, the gunshot I thought I heard was not a gunshot, it was just the walnuts you were cracking. Can you confirm? That was just Pam cracking a walnut. Exactly. That okay. Then I will not call the authorities. Just real quick. Let me call him back. Yeah, you don't have to send anybody. No, it was just it was just somebody that had a typo and cracked a walnut. Yeah, okay, bye. Okay, there we go. There we go. The authorities will not be coming. Just went short. I have no plan. Okay, so that's fine. At least we now know you're just kind of making stuff up as you go. All right, maybe. So on the 5-minute here, we are approaching the 200. We have the VWAP. So I'm now, I'm thinking once again long. I am. Don't you dare. Don't even think about it, brother. Well, never mind. You got to be kidding me. You guys saw that. Hey, Andrew. Well, no shock here. Hammer candle forming at the 200 SMA. Also for the volume profile people, if you envision this as a mountain, there's also a mountain peak right here. So mountain peak at 200 SMA. I try to get long there, but as you just saw, it missed me by the skin of my little chinny chin chin. When are you going to trade gold with the chat and not prior live? When are you going to trade gold with the chat and not... Huh? Moogie, are you okay, brother? What are you... Moogie, I think a crackhead just hacked your account. They talking gibberish. Moogie! Hey, hacker. Crackhead hacker. Give Moogie back his account. Is there a way to get the volume profile to show all time versus current day? I don't know. Interesting question. No, I'm over that. I broke my addiction to silver. Well, I think silver just broke the addiction because it stopped moving like it was. Oh boy. So now this is where I have zero interest in getting long here. Why? Well, because this bounce here is apparently failing miserably and not really looking to get long after a bounce up fails miserably. Once an addict, maybe. If silver started to go back to how it was behaving 3 or 4 months ago, I'm not going to sit here and say I would never trade it. Listen, I could relapse. Goodness. All right. Oil is still pulling back, but if oil is going to pull back and start to make some true work downwards, look at all this congestion it's got to fight through. The VWAP, the 200 SMA, the previous session close. We got a pivot point there. We got the 50 SMA. So if oil can cross down through, let's call it 90.35, could see oil really pick up some more downwards pressure. But it's got a lot of congestion right now that could provide some support. I like the volatility of silver. Is silver even I don't even know. Is silver tradable right now? I've not looked at silver in a very long time, but the volatility on silver 3 months ago was basically untradeable in the sense of let me put it this way. If you could survive in a silver trade more than 10 seconds a few months ago, that was almost impossible because in 10 seconds, your account was either getting cooked or you were seeing great green and you were hopping out. That's true, Benjamin. Well, Clay, I have another accident or account incoming. Those 2 really bad days kicked me in the butt. Well, Jason, just make sure you're learning, man. That's okay. That's the key. Okay, we are approaching. Okay, all right. All right. Next candle, I want to see you. Yep, there we go. Hit it. Go down, hit VWAP. Close enough. All right, looking for a long here at the green line. Let's see if we can get a bounce off. Okay, it's just dropping right now. Okay, I'm in. Come on, hammer. Okay, got one left. Stop. Yeah, this is so jumpy. I'm going to get stopped out here, but maybe. Oh, come on. Give me that spike now. Now spike, brother. All right, stopped out there. There we go. That was pretty. That was pretty. Oh, we got a bond auction at 1. Okay. So 102, we could. Oh, what was that? I didn't even realize that. It's like a little hidden pimple up there or something. Nice little bouncy bounce here right off of the VWAP. Whoa. Gold. Or I'm sorry, oil just had a little spiky. I think. Yeah. Look at that on oil all of a sudden. Recovered back up pretty quick. You're right. My pivot points are not showing up right now. Time to do the Jocko trick. Jocko trick's not working. Yeah, wait. Yeah, it is. There's a pivot. Cool. Oh boy. Do I try another long here off the VWAP? Kind of like it. Kind of like it. Did you win a few trades today? I did win some trades today. But I also got kicked in the face a couple of times. How about you, Sensei or Sensei? Any trades for you? How are we gonna bounce off of VWAP? I'm just worried about that 5-minute candle. That long upper shadow on the 5-minute has me just a little freaked out. UMAV? What's UMAV? Won a few, lost a few. I'm with you there. Yeah, glad I did not buy. Again, the trick or the hint on that one for me was that 5-minute candle, that upper shadow. UMAC. Yeah, I'm still lost. What do you mean UMAC? Yeah, I trade the open. I do not stream the open. I have a private community with where I spend the open. Okay, we're at the pivot point. Okay, here we go. If it wants to come down and hit that pivot point, no, go down first. Don't go straight up here. Go down and hit the pivot point. Come on. Okay. See if we can get a bounce off the pivot. I'm in. There we go. Just a little scalpy scalp on that one. I've said this entire time, I should be doing some scalpy scalps. And there's been a couple of trades that turned out to be bigger red trades where I could have scalpy scalped. So that means that this one is probably the time where it was stupid to scalpy scalp and it'll go straight back up. So I'm expecting now a V shape because I finally decided to scalpy scalp. So I'm assuming that the time where I finally decided to scalpy scalp is where now we get a beautiful straight upwards move. So I expect this one to go straight up here. Oh, it's UMAC? Oh, that must be a ticker symbol. Maybe that's what they're asking about. It's like, UMAC, what are you? We will remember. Is that what that is? UMAC? A ticker symbol? Oil also at VWAP right now in the 5-minute. So kind of watching that as I explained earlier. Would love to see it crash down through all these areas. Ooh. I think I gotta try short here if it comes up. Yep. Okay, now I'm gonna try short if it wants to come back down, see if it can reject off of VWAP here. This is gonna be my stop if I get filled. Okay, I'm in. There's my first target. Let's see if this VWAP wants to smack it back down or not. Throw that one down there just in case there's one of those random spikes that can show up every now and then. Not that I think that'll happen, but... Come on. Clay, you had the scalpy scalp. I don't want a scalpy scalp. I want this thing to roll over. Why even bother on days like that? Was such a tight stop too, but yet there's so many points. Yeah, exactly. Just because. Yeah, the pivot point doing work for sure. Start doing the opposite now? Maybe. Maybe I'm getting to the point where I need to just fade myself. I don't know. I did. Got a haircut 2 days ago. I'll tell my wife somebody noticed. You're the first one to notice. I'll pass it along to my wife. Gonna check on the weather here. We were traveling back. I was telling people this earlier, but we're traveling back to Michigan sometime this afternoon. My niece. So the first of the nephews and nieces, first one is getting married. And let's see, my wife's. So my in-laws. What are we at now? They have 20. Abby. Okay, I can remember. I want to say 28. Well, let me just do the math real quick. Let me just do the math real quick. Okay, they got 4. They got 4. They have 7. They've got 4. They've got 3. We've got 6. 6. Okay, 28. That's what I thought. So my in-laws have 28 grandkids. The first of the grandkids is getting married tomorrow. So of the 28, one of my nieces is getting married. Actually, the fun fact there is this is how old I'm getting. But who's getting married tomorrow was the first ever baby I ever held. I think I was 21? I think the first baby I ever held was age 21, and it was who's getting married tomorrow, which is kind of freaky. Like when you stop and think about it, like I was so scared to hold a baby because like that's like a life. That thing is alive. It's a human. What happens if I drop it? Clay, did you get your? Yeah, I got my ears lowered. Yep. I'm a barber, so I've been. All right, well, regardless of what you think about my haircut, I'm gonna tell her that a barber said my haircut looked good. Yeah, the chat is just went dead though. What happened with the chat? Are we having issues or is the chat just quiet or is the live stream just dying? The chat was super active and now it's like the other end of the spectrum. Nobody's talking. What's going on here? All right, I'll pass that along to her. Words. Yeah. A lot of people just hanging out. We quiet, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I don't know if he just mic dropped me or if that's like haircut lingo talk. I don't know what ears drop mean. I don't know if he's making fun of me. I have no idea. Maybe I just got a compliment. I have no idea. Yeah, I've never heard that one ask that much. Busy training the range and the lawn chair, yeah. Okay, all right. Just a little update on oil. Love to see. Well, just from a practical standpoint, love to see it. It is trying to push down through all this congestion. We'll see what happens. It's a saying from way back. What? But okay, what does the saying mean though? Oh, okay. Getting your ears lowered is a playful, dated, and humorous colloquial idiom that simply means getting a haircut. Okay, then yes, I did. I did get my ears lowered to answer that question. I used to day trade stocks and day trade options, but I mean, futures are just so much better. And then you factor in prop firms, and then futures just get that much better, even more so. I'm trying to find an entry for 150 for $150 trade or less. All right, James. Well, I hope you find that trade. I'm hedging on oil in case it goes much higher. Roger that. So this is a little strange. I guess no, I take that back. Because the correlation is kind of broken the past few days. We've had plenty of days where the markets are tanking, oil is tanking, like literally everything is tanking. So right now, both are going red, both the markets here and then oil. But like I said, that's actually not anything out of the ordinary. So never mind on that. Trying to short here, looking. I like this channel. Try to capture the break to the downside of the channel here. Again, rejection off of VWAP here. Showed some force, taking a breath. Can the force resume itself? Let's see. I'm long where you are. Well, I'm trying to get short right there. I am not anything yet other than trying to get short. And I am now short. And oil is just working its way down through all those levels. And this one is bouncing. And I guess to visualize kind of what I'm looking for and ideally wanting. Right there. So we're right at that trend line. Can we get, there we go. Come on, give me some continuation now. Go, 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 go. Come on. Don't even. That is going to be frustrating if I get stopped out red when it got that close to just hitting my first target. I'm going to just try to stay positive. Stay positive. Like, you can't make this stuff up. Nobody would believe me if this was not all caught on live stream. Like, how does it make that much of a move and then it can't go, you know, it drops 25 points, but then all of a sudden it won't go like a tick down further. You got, again, none of you would believe me had I told you this happened if it was not caught on video here. Just ridiculous. I'm adding to a winner at this point now. If this move here now also fails, I'm adding. Gonna add to a winner down there. Like I said, assuming it gets down there. Oh, looking good, looking good. Keep coming down. Keep coming down. Come on. I have, oh, it's looking so good. Looking so good. Could not really ask for a better candle. Am I going to get filled? I am filled. Now, come on. Keep on coming down. Let's see this downwards momentum. Come on, brother. Come on. Just give me a move. Are you kidding? Thank you. Keep coming down. Okay, I got my... Don't stop. I don't really want to get stuck. No, I'm letting this thing cook. Just give the thing a chance, Clay. Keep coming down. Look at this. Why is it so hard to... Am I missing something? Thank you. Okay, I gotta... Okay, stop there. This will be a green trade now, but let's just see this thing keep on bleeding. Let's go, brother. Come on. Come on, we're through the pivot point now. Dump. Dump. Come on. Hit that next target. Thank you, brother. Come on, hit those next ones. Hit those next ones. Come on. Again, my risk right now is I make 18 points on these final contracts. So I like where I'm making risk 18 points. Come on. Just a little bit more, brother. Come on. Come back down. Nope. I guess there's still... There's no way I escape this one. Oh, I would love to be wrong. No, I don't believe you. You're gonna pop back up and stop me out. No, there's no way I'm surviving this. I'm not gonna let you fool me and get my hopes up. Yeah, exactly. I wish I would have just gotten a couple more down here filled. Then I would have felt like that was a good, like... No, I don't know. The SpaceX IPO. No. Why would I live stream paint drying? The SpaceX IPO is going to be like paint drying compared to futures. That's just how good futures actually are. So no, I do not plan on live streaming myself watching paint dry. And then I don't know. Oil though, we are now down through all that congestion. So would love to see oil really open up. That'd be great. Ooh, you got long, Neil? I don't know where you said you got long at. Did you just get cooked, Neil? Uh-oh. Neil's silence after saying long here. I'm not sure where he said that. Is Neil cooked? Neil, blink twice if you're okay. Uh-oh. Think we need a moment of silence for Neil. All right. Long at 710. Okay, you are long. Whoa, 850. Okay, you were doing some sway trading. Yeah, he's gone silent. I think he might. You're super bullish here? Roughly 680. Roughly 680 what? Oh, you got long at 680. Okay. Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't he get long 2 points above the low? Crazy. I want to be like Neil when I grow up. Look at oil, though. Love to see it. No, what I'd love to see more is just a big red candle. I guess we'll take the slow, steady grind down too, but... SpaceX seems like it could be. Oh, SpaceX is going to cook so many people. Especially now that, well, I don't know. Question to any of you. Does Webull or Robinhood, do they offer leverage now? Like if you have that $2,000 and meet that $2,000 threshold, are they letting you leverage that money? Does anybody know? If so, what is the leverage that they're giving? They are? Luke, what's the leverage on it? Hmm. In the UK, on trading 212, they've got 5 times. Five. So you can lever in the tax-free accounts, so which I assume are like your retirement accounts. So yeah, there's gonna be some people over in the UK lose some retirement funds tomorrow. I think a lot of people are gonna who don't really understand. I don't know, Neil. It'd be even nicer, long, if you could give us numbers ahead of time. That it'd be even nicer if it wasn't a trust me, bro. That'd be the epitome of a nice long, a non-trust me, bro. 2-1. Okay. So what? Who knows? It's marketed at what? $135. Is that the SpaceX IPO? Webull's 4-1. Oh boy. So a bunch of people are gonna get cooked on Webull then. I've asked for allocation, but doubt I'll get anything. My trade would be same day to close if I get anything. Clay always wins. Exactly. A lot. Where is the lost wad bun? Where have you been? We've missed your trolling. You get knocked out of the game for a while and you finally made enough for another $10 account? Yeah, IPO. So 135. So let's just say, okay, I can't talk right now because this is potential short. Okay, looking for a short at the red line. See if it wants to reject off the 21 EMA, reject off the, all right, do I just try at the 21 EMA? Okay, short. Okay, scalpy scalp on that one. I like trying to get it up a little bit higher on the 5-minute. Oh, you're going to grad school for what? What are you going to grad school for? Roman ballet? Economics. What are you going to do with an economics degree? What kind of jobs are out there with somebody that's got a economics? So, are you getting your master's or a PhD? Markets are changing. Options trading will start. Yeah, underwater basket. Yeah. All right. We will remember. I'm going for a short at the red line. So what kind of job are you going to get with a PhD in economics? What are the job prospects for that? And how much in debt will you be graduating with? What you doing, like 5 tick shorts? Yeah, I'm doing scalpy scalps. I would like to think it was more than 5 ticks, though. That's a great question that I still have no answer for. Oh, boy. Well, I wish you the best. I hope you can find a job. Even though you always troll here, I hope that you don't find yourself drowning in debt the rest of your life. So hopefully you can find a good paying job and as an economist. Did I just get? I'm getting cooked. I got cooked. I don't even know if I'm in. What just happened? Well, that was a news candle. That is why prop firms are good. Because holy smokes, if that was my own funds right now, that would have really, really, really not been pleasant. This is news. Oil is tanking. So Trump either just tweeted something. If he did not tweet anything, keep your eyes on Twitter. Something will be out in the next 1 to 2 minutes. Because nothing beats the chart. News can't beat the chart, but this is definitely a news scandal. Something about Iran. Yeah, because let's look at oil real quick. Check out oil here. Trump tweeted, okay. What did he say? I just got... Wow. I was... Okay, I'm long. At this point, why not? Come on, keep coming up. There we go. Reduce the damage a little bit, but... Well, lost one account there. Yeah, if you were on the wrong side of that like I was, I mean, I was fast enough to click just the get out button, but yeah. No, what's the actual, do we know what the tweet is? Please don't speculate and joke right now because I'm trying to figure out what the tweet actually was. Yeah, no, that is the exact reason why. I think you are a crazy person. Strikes on Iran are canceled. Peace deal accepted. Really? I guess. What is crazy though is that this was only like a 300-point move. And given how crazy things have been, I would have thought it'd been more than only like a 400-point move. Again, I realize it sounds, what do you mean only 300 to 400 points? But that's my point of how crazy the markets have been. I have, as President of the United States, canceled the scheduled strikes and bombings against Iran this evening. Okay, well, where's the part about the peace deal being accepted? Time and okay, so it's I guess machismo, that implies that there's a deal. Thank you, Dean. The time and place of signing to be announced shortly. Okay, what are we putting on the odds that within the next 5 minutes Iran comes out and they're like, that like Iran's like official Twitter post, just post this emoji, or they post this meme right here, or this GIF. Okay, this is what I'm calling. Iran is going to post this on their official Twitter account in response to this. That's my personal speculation call. I'm putting it out there. This is what Iran is going to post. That right there. And they'll follow up with, we have no idea what Trump's talking about. What are you talking about? What deal? What deal are we signing? Why is he talking about location to sign a deal? There is no deal. That's my call. And then we will all just back down. Time and place of the signing. Yes, that's my call. That meme, and then they're going to say the signing of what? I may be wrong, but at least I'm putting my hat in the ring. I'd love to hear your predictions. Go ahead, share your predictions too. Including if you're like, no, Clay, I actually believe him this time. I actually believe there's a deal. If you believe him, then call it. Say, no, I believe him. I think Iran will also say that there is a deal. But let's all eliminate this hindsight stuff. Let's get our thoughts right now in writing. Iran is all trust me, bro. I mean, I think it's fair to say both sides are all trust me, bro, at this point. All I'm gonna say is this. You know what? Here's the fact of the matter. This is what happened. It has nothing to do with geopolitics. You guys heard me say it. If oil can clear through all of this, then that could open up the gates. The price cleared through all that. The gates opened. So this is all of this. Has nothing to do with Trump, has nothing to do with the news. It has to do with the 2-minute chart. Oil plunged because the gates opened up and the markets reacted nicely. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. It all has to do with the 2-minute chart. This guy isn't, I'm not serious. Okay? If you're about to just type, that's so stupid, that's not, then what I need you to do is I need you to go to Walmart. Aisle 17, bottom shelf, they offer something there called a sense of humor. I need you to buy one of those. I think they have a coupon right now. Use that coupon code. Buy yourself that sense of humor. And then walk over to aisle 38 and middle shelf. They'll also have a sarcasm identifier. Make sure to buy one of those too. Thank you for your attention to this matter. $500 points in 5 minutes. I've got to say though, Jeff, it seems like it should be bigger than that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have sworn during the tariff, like when they were first announced, or like what I think it was tariffs, and then we were putting out a hold on with China. Wasn't that like 1,000-point candle or something? Don't get me wrong, 500 points is a lot, but is it actually that much for the environment we've been in and what this news is supposed to mean? I don't go to Walmart. Well, where else can I buy? Maybe check out Dollar General. Yeah, that's right, Jimmy. And then, head to aisle 3 for some TP. T is just manipulating the stock market. I am convinced he and his family shorted oil. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of confirmation bias that goes into that sort of stuff. When I bust my 2K limit, how do I delete the challenge account from my Tradeovate? It'll eventually disappear. If after you refresh it enough, it'll eventually go away. Okay, so there's some new news here from Dan. Iran is split with two parties claiming to have decision-making power. Oh, you're just saying in general. The new Iran leader on the... Take me home to the place. You have to wait until you get an email. Oh, is that the correlation there, double A? At least with TPT, yes. Okay. Dang. So if you're now just logging on, I was short. Where was I? I was short or trying to get short. I don't even remember what happened, but I was trying to get short, or I was short somewhere right around here when the news happened. And it was like an instant. I don't even know. $1,200 loss. I don't even. How much did I lose? How much? I mean, just like that. It was. Which again is why I say it. To think that people are trading in this market with their own funds on the line is mind-boggling to me. Because if you were like I was, and I was in it, what I would argue was a valid place to be short. And then that sort of news comes out. Man. It is mind-boggling for sure. Mind-boggling. I sort of want to try a long here. This is a nice little, but I might try it. Oh, I try to get in. I am in. I am long. Going to add at that green line. Put some targets out there in case there's some sort of snap up there. Come on. I like this setup actually. Come on. Unleash to the upside. I added. Come on. Get going. Get going. Push, 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 push. Come on. Go. 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 Don't you dare stop right there. Okay, stop is in green territory. Come, you got to be kidding me. You're going to go that whole distance and not even hit that target. Whatever. This market is going to drive me insane. It literally went 87. It traveled like 40 points and then decided, no, I'm not going to move another 2 points for you. Not going to do another 2 points. Best I can do is 40. It's like that meme. What's that? What's the pawn shop? Best I can do is 47 points. Not going to do 49, Clay. Why are you telling me to close it? I don't. This has been very, very strange to me. I've had multiple ones today where the movements have gone 30, 40 points. And I understand you might think I'm just making this up, but if you've been here, you've seen this happen time and time again. Again, the insider trading thing has a lot of confirmation bias. Just because you know the inside information, you still are missing something. You don't know how the market will react. Now, it is easy. For example, so this is what I think confirmation bias is. is this. We look here, and then what people are going to do is they're going to look for like big volume bars. And they're going to be like, So let's just say, for example, there's a big volume bar. Like, let's say this looked like this right here. So that's a big volume bar. People love to go and say, that's weird. Who are these people loading up right before the big news? Now, I don't know if this is true, but I think it's worth looking into. Are there any situations where this happens? So, in other words, well, what happens if after this there is a huge move to the downside? Right? Does that mean that these people just got cooked? You know what I mean? Like we all just look for the big moves and then assume that the big volume beforehand was somebody choosing the right direction. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying there's not inside information, but you can't just assume that the people always know how the market's going to react to the news. Again, I'm not saying that there's not insider trading going on. I do think there is a component, though, of confirmation bias, where like, oh, see the bias, it went up. Oh, look at that volume. Oh, we just assume because it confirms the bias that they chose right, that they like actually went long. How do we know that like people didn't go, or like on oil here? Like right here, looking back. Ooh, look at this. Look, there is abnormal volume right here. Abnormal volume right here. Oh, they must have knew something was coming. They were getting short. Well, it's like, well, yeah, but how do we know that those weren't insiders that were getting long because I thought maybe this would cause, you know what I mean? We don't know. We can make up a story, though, that confirms any bias we have. All that you need to consider in the exercise of trying to just be intellectually honest with yourself. There is a flaw with having inside information. You cannot make this jump. Having inside information therefore means you make money. You can't make that jump because you don't know how the market is going to actually react to that information. How many times have you looked at news over your career where like, man, that is terrible news? And then you're like, oh, wow, the market's going up. Or you're like, dude, that is amazing news. And then you look and a stock or a market is going down. Just because you know the news does not mean you automatically therefore know how the market will react to that news. There is that step. Like right now, if I had inside information of when the war was truly officially going to be over, I don't know if I would buy or go short. Because in my mind, do we have a buy the rumor, sell the news right now? Do I really want to buy and then announce the war is over? Or is that one of these things where everybody's waiting for that to be announced? That's been the rumor and everybody's now going to sell the news. So am I really about to buy right before we announce this and then I get dumped all over because I'm buying the rumor, selling the news? You know what I mean? Even if you knew right now when the war was officially going to be over, which we still don't know. Who knows if this is even true or not? But even if you know that, what do? Do you buy or I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be scared that I'm about to buy the rumor right before it's announced and then everybody dumps on me. So it's not as obvious as what it appears in hindsight. So actually, I'm curious. Let's do this. Let's do a hypothetical. We have inside information and we know for sure that Iran is going to come out and say, yep, what Trump said is true. Let's say we all have this inside information that we know Iran is going to say, yes, the war is over. We accepted peace deal. Give me again before that, and you know when when they're going to announce that. Type L for long, S for short, U for or D for don't know. What would you do? I'll start off D because I'm a don't know. I don't know. And I think I think given the very nature of buy the rumor, sell the news, I think the market has been pricing in for a very long time that the war is basically kaput. So I don't think it's as obvious as what some people might think it is. I can very realistically see it potentially being a short. Yes, elusive. Good to see ya. It has been wild. Okay, my point is this. I'm talking about any news, official tweets, whatever. Just because you know what Trump is going to tweet, you can't therefore automatically say, and I know how the market's going to react. You can't say that. No is a strong word. And there have been so many cases over the history of the market where what somebody would assume is good news, the market's going down, right? Or what somebody would assume is bad news, the market's going up. That has happened time and time again. Once again, I'm not weighing other way about politicians and stuff like that. I'm just saying that these sorts of like inside information things, it's not quite as black and white as what I think because of confirmation bias makes it appear. I also do think politicians should be allowed to trade, but with technology, I think a politician with software or whatever, it needs to be made public within an hour of when they make a move, and then they cannot do anything for 30 days. That would be how I would address it. It needs to be notified within an hour, which I think is more than realistic with today's technology. However, they cannot make any moves within 30 days, or else we're going to have them running pump and dumps. Like, okay, I'm going to buy right now. Everybody's going to hear about it in an hour, and they're probably going to want to, and then I'm going to sell within. So to prevent politician pump and dumps, they can't do anything with their position for 30 days. So that is how I would handle that. But I do not agree with just ban them. No, just they got software notifies the public within an hour of their move. I think they should be able to trade whatever they want as long as the public knows their movement within an hour, and then they cannot make any other movements within that stock for 30 days. I think that's a good, happy medium. Yeah, exactly. The problem right now is they don't have to report anything for up to like 30 days. That's the dumbest thing ever, especially with today's technology. I mean, I'm trying to be gracious by saying within an hour. I would assume there's technology out there that as soon as they make a move, it's like publicly available. But I'm trying to just be gracious and say we'll give them an hour. No, yeah. See, I don't. If you hold a position, I don't. I think you should be limited on when you can buy. Yeah, I would just say, you can buy whenever you want. It's just the public is going to know, but also realize that you are now locked into that position for a minimum 30 days. Yeah, no, Lance, exactly. The way it's set up now, I disagree with. I all I'm saying is I disagree with the solution of just ban it all. It's like no, I think there's a better way to go about that. Looks like a bear flag. I am not seeing any bear flags here. Or oh, you might be talking oil. I do agree. Oil right now has a bear flag. I mean, some might call that a bull pennant, but I'm sorry, a bear pennant. But we won't. I'm not going to get in a fist fight whether we want to call this a bear pennant or a bear flag. But yeah, if you were talking about this right here, I personally do not see any bear flags. Once again, I don't understand why you got what is wrong with somebody buying an individual. Okay, since Nancy Pelosi is always like the poster child, what is wrong if Nancy Pelosi wants to buy an individual stock and then tell everybody, because it'll be disclosed to everybody within an hour of what stock she bought and how many shares? What is wrong with that? Okay, okay, fine, fair feedback. And if you do not, no, 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 no. Okay, sorry, I should have clarified more, Razorback. Because of technology that we have, you can't get around it. Like, it will happen. It's all within, I don't like a software program. So it will happen. So no, it will. Under my solution, it will happen. But just to make sure, well, Clay, maybe they have a world grade A hacker. Okay, fine. If they're caught, then they go to jail. That's, again, this is my solution. Right, that's what I'm saying that Dave, is my solution would be surely we have the capabilities technology wise to say once you become a politician, you are now part of this, we'll call it the political brokerage. And part of this political brokerage includes software that automatically notifies the public within an hour of your, your purchase, and then it automatically locks and it will not allow you to sell for 30 days. And if you choose to choose to do something outside of this brokerage, it's jail time. I got a prop account last night because, oh, cool. Did you trade it yet, Paige? Nothing wrong unless the news happens within that hour. Yeah, but the problem with that is you're assuming that this news will substantiate and hold for 30 days. 30 days is a long time. We've all seen news pops, and then, I mean, sometimes within like the same hour, it fizzles out. So you give the thing 30 days. Yeah, we'll see if that happens. Razorback. I'm not sure what you've been here around. That is my solution. Whether or not it gets passed, I don't know. I'm just saying that would be my solution. It's my hypothetical that I don't think is that crazy. But I'm not. That's all I'm saying is I'm just engage with the hypothetical. Yes, but I think that's a reasonable thing. I just don't think. Now, what you're pointing at, which I would agree with, whether or not politicians would ever vote for such a thing, good luck. I concede. Yes, you're right. Good luck with my solution ever being made a thing. I concede that. I'm just saying that's what my solution would be. I don't think my solution is crazy, but I do concede my solution is probably doesn't have the greatest odds of passing. But I also want to call it impossible. No, Ty, not compromises, trade offs. You got to speak economic lingo. There are no solutions, there are only trade offs. By the way, I'm only partially kidding. I do think there is. I don't know. Do I'm just thinking out loud. Do I think there's more than a 50% chance? I think it's shockingly possible that Iran may come out and be like, what is Trump talking about? The signing of what? There is no deal. We're not even talking anymore. I don't know. I'll say I think there's a 46.32% chance that happens. I do agree that Congress should have term limits. Agreed. Yes. Futures, in fact, some would say futures are the ultimate of following charts and patterns and all that sort of stuff. I'm telling you, there's a chance. And by the way, I don't even think I'm making a spicy claim. If you have been paying attention for the past 3 months, which to be fair to all sides, propaganda, lies, media deceit, blah blah blah, that is part of war. So I'm not saying this like, but I'm just saying, I don't know, is this yet like another little supposed propaganda move? I have no idea. I'm just saying I don't think it's exactly a bold claim for me to say, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Iran was like, what are you talking about? Adobe getting, oh, that reminds me. How's SanDisk? Has that one pulled back at all? SNDK? I've not checked on that one in a while. Disk. It is. That's true, Patty. It is what it is. It's at near record highs. I thought all those ones were pulling back. I don't have Webull shut down for some reason. I guess I could open up Webull if I cared. But yeah, I guess I don't care enough. I don't know. Is this about to be a triple top up here? I don't. This is just what a day. What a day. So let's say Iran. I could look about. Maybe someone of you knows off the top. Before all the Iran drama started, where was oil? It was down in the 60s, wasn't it? That's true. Look at my y-axis right now. The distance between these two numbers, 100 points. Crazy. It was in the 50s? 62. Under 60. Okay. I don't know. It's almost like the oil market doesn't quite believe. Because if they really did believe, wouldn't it? Again, I'm just thinking out loud. So correct me if you see a flaw in my thinking, please. But wouldn't oil be down a lot more? Not that it's got to immediately go down to below 60, but like technically speaking, we did only drop about $3 per barrel on what I would assume was like really, really big news. Stop. Report Iran deny agreement with the U.S. Okay, if that is true, then the market really doesn't care. Because as of now, the market is not budged at all, assuming that has actually been reported. Yeah, that's fair, Ty. I could see something like that maybe being a factor. Hey, M, where did you see that at? Orchard. You got to open up the fact that you have a little bit of confirmation bias going on, right? Iran and Israel both deny existence of any agreement. N12 news. Okay, as of now, market not really caring apparently. Orchard, that has nothing to do with it. My point is, how do you know that Barron, for whatever reason, was like, okay, I actually think this is going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news. So I'm going to get short right here. I'm going to get short right here because I think this is buy the rumor, sell the news. How do you know Barron wasn't thinking that? Well, because that'd be stupid to think. Well, yeah, but what happens if the price had stumbled? You'd probably be sitting there like, oh yeah, he definitely got short because he was playing the buy the rumor, sell the news. That's what I mean by confirmation bias. You're just assuming that because people know the inside information, they therefore know how the market's going to react. That's not you can't make that jump of logic. The IRGC probably came begging to T to stop bombing is what Iran YouTubers are. Yeah. You don't need to know how it's going to react. You can just put a stop by 50 points above current price. Come on, Mihai, is that a serious thing? Are you new to futures? Have you not seen like things make crazy spikes and then where you could very realistically get filled and then have it snap way against you? Like, come on, that wasn't. I think you're joking, right? There's no way you think that's actually a solution. If you okay, so that was a joke. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, oil is recovering. This is pulling back, but I would still say that I'm not sure the market necessarily believes. Although, where are people getting these reports that like people are now saying that I am short because with that move up, we are in overbought territory already 30 points. All right, HR. I wonder what his definition of shortly is. Will be announced shortly. That's what this all hinges upon. Will be announced shortly. Well, I guess it hinges on multiple things. First off, is there something to announce? If yes, then okay. What is the definition of shortly? Yeah, exactly, Dan. To just say, like, all right, I'll put a stop, buy stop here, or buy stop down here. It's like, well, this is futures where things could like go like this and fill you on the short side and then go like that. I mean, so yeah, you do need to know the overall direction for sure. What did I miss today? Just got back from a spinal injection. You all right, Sean? Hopefully. Not a whole lot. There's really not been any drama. There's not been anybody that started off the live stream nicely in green and is now red. You know, you haven't missed a whole lot. Yeah, healing. Okay, good. Good. Are you done? I don't know if I'm done yet. Look at oil, though. I'm almost considering a short if I think this is a dead cat. What is it? CLN? I guess that's the most. Such a delay. Such a delay. Come on. There we go. Hello. Why? Yeah. Is anybody else's trade ovate like this when you're trying to find a new? Okay, here we are. Oil on the 2-minute. Is this just the dead cat or? I started red. Evals are traded at a. It just depends. There's no rhyme or reason. Yesterday was an eval because, like I said, I cooked a couple of pros. But do I always trade an eval at that time? Well, no, because I'm not always cooking 2 pros, thankfully. Some of you are operating way too mechanically. Like you think everything needs to be black and white. And I understand that's how some people's brains operate. But you got to be very careful of that, right? Because very mechanical people will show up and be like, my system is always a 10-point stop. And within the past few days, like this is the ultimate example of why, really, you're going to do a 10-point. Okay, well then get ready to get stopped out like every 3 seconds, right? So you've got to understand trading, all this stuff, you've got to consider context. You can't just be like, I always do XYZ. Again, I appreciate the people that want to be very mechanical. I applaud it. I know it's coming from a good place. That helps my emotions because it's just I have my checklist and this leads to this, which leads to that. But that's not how trading works. Because a 10-point, now some days a 10-point stop might make perfect sense. Other days, maybe it's like, why are you risking 10 points? That's a lot on a day like today. But the past basically week, you've probably been stopped out about 8 million times. Dude, you're the one that always says, give me 3 numbers. Yeah? Okay. Are you really saying that you don't understand with what I'm saying versus the 3 numbers? Are you? Yes, there are some universal things. You said don't be so black and white. That's okay. Do I just ban this guy or I like that's a troll, right? Like anybody that cannot follow the logic of what I'm trying to get at here, like that cannot parse that out and see how some things are black and white. Like for example, if you want to buy, you've got to hit the buy button. All right, yeah, he's gone. That's a troll. There's no way anybody's that. Goodness. Yes, a trade plan, regardless of how volatile the market is, a trade plan should always have 3 numbers. If you didn't really know how to make that distinction, either you're about 7 years old or you're just rage baiting. And I'm not in the mood for the rage baiters right now. It's been a rough day. Doggone. I don't think I would have. I don't think I missed anything here on oil, so I'm not going to act like. All right, we're not doing a whole lot here. Do you guys all understand like the difference between like we should all be mechanical in the sense of we should all be thinking about an entry point, a target, and a stop loss. Like we should all be mechanical. That's very black and white. You should always be thinking of those 3 dynamics. Now, whether or not the stop loss is literally always 10 points, that's where we branch off into the nuance. Does everybody understand that nuance, right? I don't know. Yeah, I should have known better. Like when the guy, I've never even seen the name before, and he shows up. I should, yeah. Oh, well, I think I was pretty good recognizing the troll. I don't believe the markets will go higher next week. Tomorrow is an exception. I I don't believe that the conflict will end. Yeah, see, I am thinking that when the conflict does officially end, I am somebody that I think the edge is more so that the market goes down. I'm still operating under the general premise that we are in a buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing in terms of the war. I try for 25-point stop loss on days like now. Oh, you agree? Okay, I must have misread what you're saying then. Conflict will end in a bright flash. Oh, Matt, being so dramatic. I try for a 25 stop loss on days like now, but even. Yeah, exactly. But again, see what you're doing when you say on days like now, that tells me you are focusing in context. You're trying to figure out, well, how volatile are we? But if you just show up and you're like, it's 10 points no matter what, it's like, okay, well, there are some external environments that you might want to take consideration of. So my stop loss today is 50 points. Alas, do you honest? Well, I don't even know why I'm in it. Never mind, because you're not gonna answer honestly anyway. So never mind. Yeah, stop loss today. Yeah, that makes sense. I can see how a bare minimum for a stop loss on a day like today might be 50 points. As crazy as that sounds, that is how volatile it is out there. In fact, I think we had that earlier with Ball Beast or Beast Ball, whatever his name is. And I try to encourage him to stop being so mechanical. He's like, I always trade NQ. It's like, okay, I appreciate it, but like we're in very crazy times. Like, why not be a little bit flexible in the sense of MNQ? Like, you don't have to trade NQ no matter what. Because on days like today, NQ, it's like you're getting cooked in a hurry, or maybe you're getting paid. Oh, that's getting deep, Ty. Many of the candles are 50 points each. Yeah, exactly. Which is why if you were so mechanical to say, I'm always running 10-point stops because that's my strategy, yeah, might need a little more flexibility. Yeah, who knows? Oil is coming back down a little bit, but past few days have helped me with confirmation trading instead of straight up selling or longing averages on points on the graph. Yeah. Where are the news reports coming? Not a lot of people said, but like that Israel and Iran are denying it. Where did those people? If you're still here, where did you get that from? Tomorrow I will be. Well, I, tomorrow I'm going to be playing with fire from a live stream perspective. My in-laws, their internet last time worked, but I mean they're right on the cusp. I think they're at like 11 upload speed. So I will have a different background tomorrow. N12. What is N12 news? The Onion. Uh, 8 hours. Oh, from Financial Juice. Okay. Are you going to have them? No, we're going to Michigan. No, the pipe has not been dug out yet, so I'm assuming there's some water in the basement again. But thankfully, there's still nothing down there that we're still at the stage where if it gets wet, it's fine. I don't like seeing the wood, the baseboard, but I mean, as I've been reassured, and I mean that's all water treated anyway. So yeah. But to answer your question, it is not. So I'm assuming there is water in the basement right now. But when we got dumped on, what was that, on Friday? There was still water down there, but not nearly as much as obviously when we didn't have any windows in and stuff like that. No, not looking for an indoor pool. 8 hour drive with 6 kids. Yep. Oh, sorry, Deadeye. That was stupid. I mean, that was stupid on my part that I didn't connect those dots. No, I think it's gonna be pretty busy on that day. Like I said, tomorrow my niece is getting married, so I would assume they'll be running around helping with stuff. No, they know not to answer that one or ask that question. They know that question is off limits. But I mean, dealing with the dents I have to deal with on here sometimes, 8 hour drive with 6 kids is going to be like, I don't know, like a rainbow field filled with Sour Patch Kids. It's going to be great. Oh no, your basement is flooded. Not good for the. Okay, bye Zooks. Bull flag is near the 6-day downtrend line. Yes, that's yeah. Oh, that water is bad for concrete. I would agree. So if there was carpet and drywall and all sorts of stuff, yes, that would be yes. Then that is not good. That is not good. But it's anyways. What's going on in Toledo? Yeah, we don't have any plans to see my folks. What's going on in Toledo? I did see there was that shooting though in Toledo. That was always that's always something when you open up the national news and you see a cop car on the cop car, you see Toledo, you're like, uh-oh. So is that what you mean, Frank? Or are you referring to? Okay, yeah, I saw that. Will you try and long the breakout? I don't know, Yosef. Only if you tell me to. Should I, Yosef? I don't know how to trade. I rely on Yosef. Hey, Clay, what strategy do you use? The Yosef method. The Yosef K3K method. So I will only try to long the breakout if you tell me to. See, the problem with loss is when you constantly don't say anything serious, I can't trust anything you're saying. So that may be true, but I don't believe that for a second. Marvel head of the day. Oh, you probably mean the ticker symbol. I don't know what you mean by head of the day, though. I thought you used W. No, that's old now. That's old. I now use Yosef hyphen K3K method. And part of the method is he just goes silent on me. Yeah, it is, David. You know it's volatile when you're like, okay, that was only a 150-point pullback. You know what I mean? Oh, you're still using the Slurpee method? Well, you're going to be waiting a while because we were not anyway. So you have an entry point. So if you're using the Slurpee method, then that says you should buy right down here at 7-Eleven. Oh my good, which happens to be a pivot point. Did we discover the Holy Grail? I think we discovered the Holy Grail. Now, if 7, okay, or we can short. If this is a pivot point too, I will lose my mind. Or you can short up here, right there at 7-Eleven. Okay, so that's a Slurpee method right now. Where'd Yosef go? Magic 8-ball method. Okay, see, this is why we need to teach critical thinking in school. People cannot follow lines of logic. I lost my friend. The point of contention here, the point at the heart of my comment was not whether or not you're a harmless guy. I understand you're joking, but my point is you are constantly joking. Therefore, I don't know if when you say something, was that actually serious or is that a joke? That's what I'm getting at. Not whether or not you're harmless or not. That's not the point. That's not the point of contention. Make America a critical thinker again. Okay, this is going to be my slogan if I run for president. Make America a critical thinker again. Makta. I'm going to start to have Makta hats. Make America a critical thinker again. I think less is not always used in that term, right? Because if I say I am fat less, doesn't that mean I don't have any fat? So I think less can be used in a couple words. It hurts for yes. Now some people can think, but the problem is they're not listening to think. They're just listening to respond, which is how you get things where like you say something to somebody and then they reply back and it's like that's irrelevant. Why did you bring any of that up? I don't know if you're serious because you joke all the time. I'm a harmless guy. Okay, that's great, but I still don't know whether or not to trust anything you say because you're always joking. I like to eat hamburgers. I like this fertilizer for grass. Okay, that's okay, but I'm not sure how that has to do with hamburgers. Less can also mean without or lacking of. Okay, there we go, Jimmy. So there. So Jimmy, not quite, Ty. Not quite. Do the tango. Gotta learn first, brother. Greek gods don't tango. They bango. Hence the 6 kids. Anyways, better fertilizer, better grass. I don't know. Maybe no fertilizer equals better grass, equals better cows, equals better beef, equals better burgers. Is market going to consolidate for today? Well, I mean, today as a whole, I don't know if I would consider it consolidation. Now, maybe you mean like for the rest of the day. Maybe. But yeah, I would not call today a Today has been, yeah, I wouldn't use the word consolidate for today. We've had some kind of big swings. I mean, I'm glad you recognize that, Kyle. My finger was right on the trigger. Well, hey, if you are enjoying and if you want to help support the stream, keep it ad free and just flat out keep the stream going because this is totally viewer supported. There are no sponsorships. So it does make a difference. And ultimately, it does impact if it stays ad free and continues on whether or not people are using code Clay. But the good news is with code Clay, it does help you save you money. So any of these prop firms, whatever their current promotions are, if you use code Clay, which is case sensitive, so it's got to be all caps. But code Clay will give you the discount. And like I said, help support the stream. I recommend Take Profit Trader, and they're currently running a good deal right now at 40% off. So, like I said, if you want to help support the stream, code Clay with any of these prop firms. And I'm going to go ahead and call it good. The market really does seem to have slowed down quite a bit. And when I say slowed down, I realize candles are still probably like 30 point in range. But for the most part, it was a rough one, but it is what it is. So ultimately survived, no blown accounts, got some scratching, clawing back to do, but that comes with the territory sometime as traders. So that is all I have. Like I said, we'll be traveling to Michigan. So I should be here tomorrow, unless there's some sort of massive internet problem there. But last time I was there, it worked. So hopefully it still works tomorrow. So tomorrow you'll see a different background, but still plan to be here 11 a.m. Eastern at the very latest. So that reminds me, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications because usually I show up a little early. So if you want to know exactly when I go live, then that is where hitting the turn on notifications helps with that. So on your way out, if you don't mind hitting the like button, that would be great. Again, code Clay, all caps, with any of these prop firms is how you can help support the stream. So take care, everybody. Have a good one. And yeah, it was a crazy one, but overall, we're treading water. We're treading water. Take care, everybody. See you back tomorrow.